The time is 5:08, and we'll begin our meeting of the Board of Assessment Appeals on, March 6th, 2025.
Okay, and everybody's here, right?
Everybody's. I think
yes,
everyone's here.
Yep.
Okay, I'd just like to go over some ground rules. Please, well, first of all, we're doing the personal properties first. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. When those are done, we will do number 1 and go in numerical order. After that, and then when we're doing them, everybody takes a turn speaking. Nobody speaks at the same time. I can't hear it. I can't understand what you're saying. So, and it's the way it should be. You know, I don't know who's sitting where, but Helene, you could go first and then just go around the table. I'll go last. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has something specific they want to say, it's just, we'll just not talk, over each other.
Yep.
Why don't we have Helene do the, I think it would probably be more effective if you were like chairing meeting and just like leading, so because you can obviously see what's going on here. I also was going to propose that we kind of set a time limit on the discussions.
Yeah, well, I mean, we only have, 26 this year. I'm not too concerned about, none of us want this to go on, 45 minutes discussion on any appeal, but we're not really in a time crunch this year with 26 appeals.
I have to finish up.
What were you thinking,
10 minutes?
Well, 10
minutes of personal property?
Yeah, that's reasonable for personal property. But, not every case is the same. We have a couple of cases that are challenging. And I'd hate to, cut that off with a time limit if we do need more. Some of them are easy. Some of them
I think
are not.
a lot are easy. I agree. A lot of them seem to have been resolved
Yeah.
at the hearing. Okay. Let's get started.
Okay, so I'm just going to say for the record that appeal number 1 withdrew. That was a motor vehicle. And then we had some commercial properties, appeal number 2, appeal number 10, and appeal number 9. So none of those we'll even make decisions on because we never heard them. So I'm going to pull those. So those were all withdrawn. Okay. And so the first one we're going to do is appeal number 4. Is that right? Mountain Capital. And the appellant was Ridgely Cromwell.
Yes, but I was not here for that hearing.
My appeal numbers are not coming in. That's great. Bringing in the wrong. So does anybody remember what this one was?
Well, I'm looking at,
He got a penalty for late filing.
Right.
So chances are the amount that was on there was the gross assessment that they assumed that he had plus a penalty. So the question is, did he end up coming down and filing? I feel like he was the one who did not. So
No, he filed.
He filed. Okay.
March 4th.
Yeah, and so we should have a dollar amount for him if everybody thinks that he, that his deck is accurate and that he,
I don't understand the difference between what this is and what he has submitted.
There isn't. So
Well, like 1550 says number 16 and this
I'm
says
sorry.
3660.
If you go to here, a lot of times they don't understand how to fill them out. He only put 1, so he had 2 in place. So that add these 2 up, and that's that. He didn't know how to fill it out.
Okay. But are we deciding something without confirming this with him, or was this done with
this
him?
is his numbers. This is 1550 and 2706, rounded. Well, this is the, there you go. So 16, 1550, 1776, these are his numbers.
Okay. And is this the total?
No, that's
That's
the
the
22.
That's the third one.
That's the total.
It's okay. Oh, in order to make a motion, we just need to know what his requested value is plus the penalty.
So,
And if we believe that he filled it out accurately, that's really what we're trying to figure out. We know he was late, and that's probably why he was here.
Yeah, but his requested value versus what she has is completely different.
Yeah, they didn't fill out the forms right. So I wouldn't take what's on the cover. I would take what he signed on the deck that he filled out
yeah,
when he
so
went
these are his
downstairs.
deck numbers. If you add them all up, what she did was she just made it simpler.
But this is more than the town's value.
What he,
The town's value has 2380.
Mhm.
You're saying that per his information, it's 4580.
that's what he wrote down.
Appraised or assessed?
Well, this is, the 4580 is the assessed with the
What?
penalty.
Assessed or appraised?
Assessed, so this is the assessed value, 3660. So what they do is they say when they bought their stuff, what they bought it for.
Right.
For each year. Then
It's depreciated, correct?
and then what's happened is then we take the 70% of that. That's the assessed value.
So where do you have the total and your 70, where do you have your total? This is your total?
Yeah, that's
And then
the
this
total.
is 70%?
Yes, well,
Okay.
this is the depreciated, yes, this is the total.
Not depreciated, that's the
This is
assessed.
the assessed, yes.
70% of
Mhm.
5230 is 3660.
Yeah, so then we bring it over here
Mm-hmm,
and then add the penalty,
mm-hmm.
and that's the total.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's saying that according to this, his appraised value is 5230, and he put it down as 1770.
Old furniture that depreciated in value, it's located in an office that is rented, the increase in value is, for the late filing amount, is excessive compared to the tax of approximately $160. Request to hold the assessed value at the 2023 level, negating late filing.
Okay, well,
But
he
then he
he knows about the late filing, we already
Mhm.
told him that.
But he went downstairs and filled this out after he met with us.
I assume so, because it came in, I didn't see him, but it was received March 4th.
That was the
Did he
day he
sign
was
it?
here.
March 4th was when he signed, right.
Yeah, so you must have come down and
So
filled
then,
it out.
why did she fill this out? Just,
Because you wanted to see it.
I wanted the numbers. I wanted to be able to get to the number quickly, the
why don't we
assessed
put it
value.
on like the same form? Just.
It's just written in a nicer format, you know, so his
But he
numbers are
didn't
out.
sign this.
No, this is just a dummy thing, so you can see exactly,
You could still
he
do the
signed
math
it.
from this.
they're his numbers.
Okay.
If you look, his numbers were just moved onto this. You wanted to see what it looked like without the penalty and with
Well,
everything.
I don't know what to say. I think he needs to be notified that what he has filled out is not what he has requested on this form. He says he wants to hold
None of them had
the
the match.
value, but he says he's put in his writing here, I want to hold the value to 2023 or whatever, which is 2,380. And, I mean, I think he should be notified that it's wrong.
Did he know? You don't know.
I don't know. I didn't take it from him, so.
What's the difference? What does the town say?
Well, our value,
It's thousands more.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what he wrote.
We had him at gross assessment of $23.80. He'd be taxed on $23.80, and now what's he being taxed on?
Well, without the penalty, $36.60, but with the penalty, $45.80.
Yeah.
I mean, they're his numbers, so.
I mean, we'll have to notify him.
Well, why don't we call him? Just call him. Just call him. Someone have their cell phone, his number's right on here, right?
I wasn't here when he came, so I shouldn't be talking to him. Somebody who was here should.
Want me to call him?
I don't mind calling him, or do we just push it to
No, I don't
the
want to,
next
honestly, I'd rather
deliberation?
just get it done, if we can get it done. You want his phone number? 203-249-1622.
Hold on. Yep. Is his name Cromwell? Or Ridgely?
Ridgely.
Ridgely is his first name.
He may not pick up.
She won't answer it.
Nobody picks up a 249.
Oh. So you don't recognize the number?
Text him too.
Maybe.
I think that's a landline.
Oh.
I can text him, but I think that's a landline.
Has he got a message machine on it? No.
203
249 1622. He has an email address here too.
Hello, this is Carol Langlin on the Board of Assessment Appeals. We are deliberating your appeal and we have important questions to ask you. Please pick up the phone or call me at 203-895-7892 this evening.
Okay, we're gonna take no action on number 4 right now?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll shoot him an email too.
Okay, well,
Where's the email?
not a good way to start.
No, it's annoying. Oh, well.
Let's try Minuteman Press. So, right, is that the next, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not in order.
17?
6, let's try 6, sorry, I was trying to go on, I don't have all mine in order. Is 6 the next one you have for personal property?
No, the six
Karen?
is Lily
Five.
and Momo.
5 is
5,
Chris Graham. Let's see what you have here.
where's my 5?
They withdrew, okay, sorry.
5
Yeah,
withdrew?
5 withdrew.
Okay,
Now 6.
okay. And number 6 is Lily and Momo, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, and this was another one that was a new property, they hadn't filed on time, or they hadn't filed at all, so they received the assessment notice, for $74.90, and, with a including the penalty of $1,500. And then they, had requested $364 on their form, but I think it ended up being
Oh,
$410. Is he calling you back? Okay.
this is Carol Langlin. Is this Ridgely?
It is, hello.
Hi. Thanks for calling back so fast.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so we're deliberating, and it was our understanding that you were going to get a total for your corrected appraised value of your personal property, right?
Yeah.
And when I'm comparing the total, which you filled out on a table but didn't summarize accurately, to the amount that your description of your appeal, we're finding a conflict. The amount that we are adding up in your furniture, fixtures, and equipment column, once it's depreciated, the value is actually higher than the amount of last year. And you were asking us to consider keeping it the same. So my question to you is, are you aware that you have filled out with values higher?
No, my impression of what I did is that, round numbers, what was on the letter was 1,700 something, right? And that based on our discussion in the meeting, that if there's one more year of appreciation, that would take it down to 1,500, plus or minus. So my intent was, or I thought I filled in the form that it would show 1,500.
So did he fill this out incorrectly? So you want the total amount of your fixture, furniture, and equipment to be before depreciation, the 1,770?
My understanding was that there was 1,770 last year. Are we in agreement with that?
I don't have last year's numbers. I have the total value of the town for this year. But in any case, you have 3 columns filled out. I think he thinks that this is last year. He doesn't want you to add these all up.
Well, that's what you have to do. So did you get new items in 24?
No, he's reoccurring the same thing. That's what he's thinking this is.
You just filled it out wrong?
Yeah. So you filled out 3 years of values, and the assessor's office is adding those all up as if you were acquiring additional.
Yeah, no, that was not the intent.
That's what I thought.
I thought that the form was just doing sort of year-over-year
No.
carried number.
No.
Okay, so
Okay.
I thought it was just working down, call it $200 a year. I was unaware that they thought they were totaling it that way. Anyway, so I didn't fill out the form correctly.
Okay,
Right.
so what,
So,
can we just? put on the
let's
record
solve
that
this, because we have
Sure.
like 26 to go through tonight.
Let's do it. I'm all up for
Good.
it. I'm not worried about a nickel here or there.
Yep. So give us the value, of it pre-depreciated.
$17.50.
Okay. And then with depreciation, we come to that 1593.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay. That's it. And then we're gonna put, as you're aware, the,
There's a 25% penalty.
yeah, all right.
Yep.
And we're taking.
That works for me. That seems fair and
70% of
reasonable.
the
I appreciate you
Mhm.
We're taking-
working through it efficiently. I'm happy. Hopefully you're
You
happy.
need him to come in to make, if he made changes on a form that did he
So
sign
he-
that form?
If you can come in and fill the form out correctly, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Sure, but so I'm gonna fill it out saying just 1593.
Right, well, yeah, he will explain to you. So you have 3 lines of years that you purchased equipment. So if you purchased the equipment
It's not
in
him
23.
purchasing it, it's the same equipment.
Yeah, same equipment. Nothing has been
Understood.
purchased or bought
Yeah.
or anything.
So we just need it filled out
1593 is the
correctly.
end number.
So that's fine. If you could just come in tomorrow and we'll have you fill it out correctly.
Great, sounds good.
Yeah, they just need your signature on the right numbers and not the wrong numbers,
Fair enough.
okay? And then we can approve.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck getting through your work.
Thanks.
for
Bye-bye.
calling us back.
Thanks for calling back. Bye. I knew he didn't understand.
Can't get any
Okay.
Okay, so now do we have it, so we're back on appeal number 4?
Well, I think the
Okay.
schedule is obviously confusing to a lot of people.
Okay, so is it 1593 is the appraised value?
Let's see. Yes, right? Is that what he said?
No, I thought it was,
That's,
Are you gonna back it up?
I'm assuming that is the, fair market value.
Okay, 1770 was what?
1770 before,
1770 is what he was charged last year assessed,
right.
right? So we should have taken that up and then taken it down the percentage. That's what should have happened. 1770 wasn't the appraised value, it was the assessed value last year.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I'm looking here and it says fair market value.
Yeah, they don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the bill he got. So we know last year he was taxed on 1770 assessed.
Oh, okay.
So we're taking some percentage off the 1770 and then going,
Right.
and then that is the assessed.
So then we have to do depreciation on 1770.
No, on the 1770.
Oh, up it.
Yeah. If he wants to listen to the recording, he can. You know,
I'll tell him.
to get the right numbers.
I'll tell him. I'll leave
Yeah.
him a message. 1770
Divided by
divided by
0.7.
0.7 is 52, sorry,
No.
2528.
And then you need to depreciate
Depreciated
that.
becomes, oh, that can't be right.
For your 10 minutes.
2528
It was a good thought.
times 0.95 then is 24.
Well, what year did he buy the stuff? That's as if he bought it in 24. So if he had it last year, so he may be,
Yeah, but this is the value of last year, so to me,
Right,
you just
so
bring
whatever-
it up to the next,
no, so whatever year he purchased it is what percentage he gets. So if he purchased it in 23, he get a depreciation of 90%.
We don't know when he purchased.
Probably on his last year's deck.
Right. So I can go look if you want.
Do you want to do that to get it right?
I can go pull his last year's deck.
You think that's right?
I don't know.
At least they'll be consistent.
I don't think he purchased in 2023 since he has the same amount down in 2022 as well.
So maybe he purchased it in 22. So it just keeps going down as it, each year. The depreciation amount goes.
Right.
I say we use the 95%. Because it's already been depreciated from several years to get to the value that we're at right now. So why would we apply a full 80% depreciation when it's already, the depreciation is already built into the number we're starting with? Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep. This is supposed to be the purchase number, what he bought it for. So if he bought it for the 17, or the 25, 23, in 22.
But how could that be? Because that was his number last year and he didn't purchase it last year.
It'll be the same number every year.
Oh.
It'll just depreciate more each year.
You should probably just get the deck from last year and
I
figure
think
it out.
I think we need to move on. This is now going on 15 minutes. So let's make a decision and move on.
No, he doesn't.
What do we need last year's,
Right.
what do we need last year's declaration for? He went over the numbers with us 5 minutes ago. 17 whatever, depreciated down to 15 something, and let's close it out.
I think we should.
Okay, go ahead. I don't care. Someone just make a motion.
I make a motion that we do what I just said.
We need the assessed value.
So 25, 28 is the appraised from
Last year.
doing the math from his assessed. And I'm putting 95% on that, and it's call it $2,400
Appraised.
appraised.
Okay.
So 2,400 times 0.7 is 1,680.
So 1,680 plus a penalty.
Correct.
That's what the motion's gonna be.
Yes.
Okay.
It's slightly less than what he was asking for, but at least we can back into it somehow.
Okay. Are you making that motion? Carol?
Yes, I make a motion to have the appellant's value assessed be 1,680 plus his penalty, which we can't waive for filing late, of, that value is $420, so I add $420 to 1,680. Am I saying this right?
I think in the minutes, I just say the assessed value plus the penalty and let them figure it out.
Okay.
I don't bother to put the
that's
better.
penalty, because it gets,
Okay.
stuff gets rounded, it
Okay.
gets confusing.
Okay, so plus the
1,680 plus
penalty.
penalty. Yep.
Okay.
That's my motion.
Who's calling the vote? Helene? Jerry?
Yeah, I'll second it.
We don't
yeah,
use
we're not doing seconds. We're not.
Oh, we're not. Oh,
You could just call the vote. All in favor for whatever?
oh, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Not working.
Assessed. Appraised.
Okay. 1,680, right?
I'll use this one.
Is that granted or granted in part? Who knows?
It's
Me?
granted in part because it's not the exact same amount. 1,680 is not the same as 1,770, so it's a grant in part. Or
Whatever.
a new number. Moving on.
Okay. So can we go to number 6? Is that the next one?
Please.
Okay. Number 6 is Lillian MoMA, and the town has the gross assessment at $74.90, including a penalty. And I believe they're a new business, so they came down and filled out their declaration. We had some question about whether they had their decal machine included. Karen's the assessor's office spoke with them today, and they said, yes, everything is on the declaration that, that they're going to declare. So we have I think we now have an assessed value plus a penalty, right, based on the deck that they filled out.
Yeah, but weren't they contesting their assessed value?
They were brand new, so they had nothing. They were at $74.90.
One computer, right?
No, they hadn't filled out their deck, right? They came down and did the deck.
Okay, so what are they?
What are they saying? And
Where's the penalty part? This?
Didn't we have them assessed at $7,490?
the town did.
Yeah. And their assessment was much lower.
Right, once they filled out the deck.
They're filling it out for 110 plus 170 plus 10. Oh, that's the 290. This is the subtotal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you said that was the,
No, this is the penalty line.
oh. So it's 290 assessed, divided by 0.7.
No, assessed is, are you backing into the appraised?
In case you needed it.
No, I need the assessed.
Oh,
Personal
okay.
properties, we
The
did
assessed
motions
is
on the assessed.
290
Okay, 290 plus a penalty.
plus the penalty.
Karen, that's what they, right, that's,
Yeah.
it matches what they, okay.
It's what they.
We have the math right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to make that motion.
All right, I'll make a motion that we, grant the appellant the assessed value of $290 plus the penalty for late filing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 6. And that's more than what they asked for, so,
Now they asked for $290.
so the front of the sheet said 364.
Oh, okay.
That's why these ones are, I feel like there should be a separate form for personal property, because it's really, it's very confusing, and we hardly ever get
Understood.
numbers. Okay. And we talked about number 7 being withdrawn. I don't know if I put that
Yeah.
in the record yet.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 7 did not show, but it was withdrawn.
Yep.
Scheduled for a time. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do we have the next one is number 8? Oh, no, that's the Oakwood.
13?
That's real estate. We got my real estate.
Dr. Amoroso?
Got my real estate mixed in with my personal property. Sorry. Yes, number 13, is that the next one, Karen, in the, okay.
Uh-huh.
So this is appeal number 13. This is the dentist on Stilson Road, Brian Amoroso. He, the town had it valued at $27,380. He requested a reduction to $18,400, but there may be some changes based on what did he come down and correct it, I think?
18,230 it came to, yeah.
But that's assessed.
And that's
Yeah.
what we want. 18,230 assessed as opposed to the 18,400, assuming that's what he asked for. So 18,230 plus a penalty, right, because he was late?
Yes.
Okay. 18,230 plus penalty.
Yeah, well, he's, very buttoned up and very efficient, and I would say whatever he puts in there is probably accurate. So I'm in favor of approving this.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
No, it's got a big
Agreed.
penalty, unfortunately, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Want to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we grant the appellant the assessed value of $18,230 with penalty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Appeal 16.
15, oh yeah, that's it. The real estate, I'm sorry.
This is on Marlboro Terrace. This is the gal who started her business in May, didn't file the personal property declaration. And I think she's the one that didn't have much.
Yeah, she has one computer.
She's the one that said maybe they
And,
sub everything out.
It's her, she works from home. So she said
Yeah.
sometimes she works.
Yeah, that's her house.
Sometimes
Yeah,
dining room table.
yeah, yep.
One computer that that's her
Yep.
business.
So, again, we go
What-
back
what are
and
the-
forth between appraised versus,
Yeah, what are the two numbers? I have a whole bunch of, trying to, what is the town?
She got a penalty, the town had her at $8,110, and, last year's assessment was 0, so she's new. And then she got a penalty, that includes a penalty of $1,620. And then her business was, new company, only computer, she gave us the name of her business.
I think it was a contracting
This
business.
is a construction company.
Construction, so
Yeah,
I think that's
Astro.
why they come up with their
Mm-hmm.
default amount. So she put down 1,000, depreciated to $950, and then the assessment becomes $670.
And she came down and filled that out?
Yes.
Okay, so that's different than what I had in my notes. Okay, so $670 assessed?
Is that the total? No, there's a little bit more, so she had other things too.
Oh, then she's
I had
got
$980 assessed.
electronic data processing
I have
equipment.
982.
That's her printer.
1080 with
Maybe.
the supplies.
Yeah, so 1080 is the total assessment.
Assessed or appraised?
Assessed.
1080.
I have
Okay.
980 as the assessed.
I did too, so that we must have missed $1,000 somewhere. I mean, $100.
Well, it was probably the supplies.
I had $50 in supplies. Is
I
supplies
did too.
number 23?
She has
Line
10.
I
23?
do too.
I'm looking at, it says 10.
It's in under there is what she filled out.
And 950 plus 400, I don't know what the 400 was.
Number 20 was 400,
Yeah,
and the
no,
number 23 was 50.
50, yeah, which runs to 1,400.
See, I'm
Right.
confused. If you're saying that this is exactly the same as this, but it's not.
So it's broken down, so,
No, that's form.
I used to just take the appraised and put them on the final sheet, add up the appraised, take 70%,
yeah.
and then add the
Michelle
penalty,
did this, so I,
rather than doing the
16,
assessment
this
and
was
everything.
950. So 16 is 950. 20, she put 1,000, so that's 400, and that's the appraised.
I'm following you.
So she had the wrong number. And then,
She didn't do the 70%.
yeah, I mean, they
Got it.
don't know how to fill it, so this is broken down.
Nor should they know.
Yeah,
Someone needs to show them.
well, we tried.
Okay,
So that is, this is what they put broken down into what the assessed value is,
Which is what number you have at the end of the day?
1080.
1080,
number 16, okay, that's appeal number 16, right?
plus the penalty.
1080 plus the penalty.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone want to make a motion to approve that? I'll make a motion to reduce the assessed value to $1,080 plus a penalty.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, number 16. Okay, the next one. The Carrollton or the Compass, do you want to do,
What's the Carrollton?
was number 20.
Minuteman's number 17.
Okay, I'm out of order, I'm sorry. Minuteman's next?
Yep.
Okay, let's do number 17. And it is 543. I'm going to do number 17, appeal number 17, which is Minuteman Press. Cheryl Camerado and one of the gentlemen who works for her were here. The town had the property valued at $23,390 assessed, and I believe they were requesting to go down to $3,235 assessed.
Now, weren't they supposed to fill out the waiver?
No, so this was the one where she put her accountant on the phone, and the accountant had submitted the MME.
Oh, right.
Which made the equipment, exempt from being
Exempt.
taxed, but for whatever reason, they weren't able to print it out from the main form or
Right.
something happened, so she then had to fill it out handwritten and submit it, put that in when they realized that happened in February. But supposedly she did submit it on time when she submitted the appeal, is my understanding from what they said.
Yeah, I think it was the exemption status, I think that's what the issue was.
Accessing the form for that.
So do you think that 3,235 is accurate?
I mean, she testified that it was.
Yeah, and that was the equipment that was not
She
exempt.
testified that she also,
Right, but they
submitted
filed
it.
on time, they didn't get a penalty for a late filing.
yeah.
They just didn't get the form in,
Yep.
or couldn't get the form printed off, something like that.
Mhm.
So,
Pretty straightforward.
and just to confirm, the assessed value is 3235, right? That's accurate. That's assessed,
Yeah.
not appraised. Okay.
She say so.
Ready?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the appeal, grant the appeal for Minuteman Press to 3,235 assessed value. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and there's no penalty on that one.
No penalty.
So that one was granted as requested, the first one.
No, Michelle. Okay.
That's number 17. Okay.
Which one
So
is
then Carlton is the next 20?
Do you want to, I don't know if that one's going to be difficult. Do you want to hold off on that one and do some of the others that are easier, or you want to?
Which one is this?
The Carrollton is,
Oh, I wasn't here for that.
yeah. We're going to do
Get
that one?
over it.
Sure.
What did Paulette say?
Get it over with.
Get it over with. Okay, so this is the Carrollton Appeal Number 20. There were two appellants, let's see, the town has it valued at $1,197,460. They're asking to go to well, it's different, maybe they put appraised on the sheet, I'm not sure.
Is that the assessed value?
I don't know what they put on here, maybe the they probably put the appraised value on the form, which it says market value, town's value. And then their appellant's opinion of fair market value is $1,358,350. What they're trying, so in short, what they're trying to do, whether we figure out the math or not, was to, get the penalty removed. They got a penalty because, he filed online, from what I understand, but he said he never got a confirmation email that the form was received. And so he emailed the assessor's office saying, on the 30th, saying, you know, did you get it? I didn't get a confirmation. Right, and then, he did not follow up after that, whatever the response came back on the 4th, the email response.
He refiled on the 4th.
He refiled
Yeah.
on the 4th, after the deadline, and therefore he got the penalty. So, we don't, I know.
I mean, I think that, I personally, I know what the state statute says, but that state statute was meant to be a deterrent, and there are people who clearly did not file on time.
Yeah.
And you gotta suck it up.
But we have an email
But this
from
one-
him saying,
And
did you
he's
get it?
testifying,
So he did
yeah,
file.
yeah.
Well, they didn't
And
get it.
and he said he had a good faith attempt, try it again, and, I mean, I'm willing
Well,
to believe him.
Did he resubmit, like,
Late.
no, I know, I'm on the 4th, right, but did he resubmit?
Because of
like,
the
immediately?
weekend.
He didn't
Oh,
resubmit on the 30th or the 31st, and when he didn't get the confirmation, no, he just emailed. He did not resubmit when he didn't get it.
Yeah.
And we never answered him?
Well,
Did we answer?
he spelled it out. He said, he filed everything on the 30th. The assessor's office confirmed receipt of the schedules. The CFO inquired via a return email as to the receipt of the declaration part. The assessor's office did not respond until the 4th. A good faith attempt to file the submittal was made on October 30th. Response to the inquiry was not made until the 4th, and he attached copies.
Oh.
I'm personally just saying, I'm inclined to believe what he's saying and to make an exception because it sounds like there was a hiccup and not an ignorant knowledge of not filing, which is why I think the late penalty is there.
Right, and I agree with you, but can we do that?
I don't think we can. I think
Why
the
not?
assessor has to take it off. I think we have to ask the assessor to take it
Well,
off.
let's ask him to do that.
No,
So
we can, if we believe it was filed on time, and we're trusting this man to tell us the truth, then it was filed on time, and it's the assessor's office's mistake. Therefore, he doesn't, we grant his appeal, and there's no penalty because it's not his fault. If it was his fault, then we can't grant it. We can't remove the penalty. I think everything goes away if he's not responsible or if his appeal is granted. You can ask the assessor, but of course he's going to tell you he has to pay it because that's what the assessor does. So I'm not in favor of asking the assessor anything. He doesn't tell us what to do. So I'm in favor of following what Carolyn and Helene said and grant his appeal, and that's it. He doesn't owe anything, except his.
We have had other people, other years, the same thing has happened. They thought they pressed send, but they never got a receipt, and then they ended up with a late filing, and they got a penalty for the late filing. So it's not the first time it's happened.
So
Remind
that's
me
what
the
I'm
last
saying.
time it happened.
Yeah, it's not the first time it happened. So why should he be penalized for their mistake?
Yeah, I don't remember
do a
one or
great
not.
job
Just
of
say
following.
this is what's in front of me today.
What?
I know, and the law says you have to have it in the assessor's office by that time, I know.
And he says, it's a he said, she said
I know,
game.
you made a
So-
good faith effort.
I believe
Is submitting the, because it says confirm receipt of the schedules is that sufficient for it to be on time?
The schedules are something different, right? Don't you email the schedules and then you submit the form online? They're two different things.
So when you file online, the whole thing goes through. The whole declaration you fill out. And then immediately, from what I understand, they get back an email saying it was filed. And it goes into the file folder.
But then what was it, what are the schedules that he emailed
Oh,
separately?
he probably had other
Documents?
Other documents, yeah, I don't know, but if he sent other things, here's the email here.
Please confirm.
Yeah, he said, last year I believe I received an email, and then she had been emailing him back and forth. And the next one was, he said, he completed the property tax report. He was uncertain if it properly went through, as he did not receive a confirming email. He did require that, but did not receive a reply. He went in today and resubmitted it. And then she said, I sent you an email on 10/30 regarding the email of your asset disposal list. So that's what it was. However, I do not see the declaration. So his asset disposal list he submitted, but the declaration didn't come through.
Yes,
That's what I'm
they didn't see
understanding.
the declaration.
Or did it go through?
Oh, no.
I know,
Well,
it's the same thing, ever try to pay your taxes online and you think you've paid them and then you have it in invoice cloud and then you get dinged for the interest because, you typed in the wrong bank
Never
account
had that
number or
happen.
whatever. I don't know.
Well,
I've never had that happen.
isn't he submitting the email that he sent in all the declarations, or the schedules even? That's not on here?
It's in his chain, I think, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, not
we
the
put
actual.
a
It just says, I'm inquiring whether he received it. I don't see the actual email that would have been a submission.
So you're thinking he didn't do it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm, well, why wouldn't he include that in this chain if he's, saying that he submitted this,
And, a CFO who's gonna lie under oath, I find that hard to believe.
Well, exactly. And
I'm
I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, but
Yeah.
my only concern is if we just grant this appeal, and then we don't say anything, like, don't put the penalty on it, will Ross automatically put the penalty on it?
Because we don't have the legal right to waive the penalty.
But we don't know that we don't have the legal right to waive the penalty in this instance.
Pretty sure the state statute says that.
Well, then it's out of our hands.
Because you're saying that Ross can do it, Kathleen?
I'm saying that
Right.
Ross does what he wants.
We don't apply the penalty, the assessor's office, or for the state statute, they apply the penalty. So it's their responsibility to put the penalties on.
Good faith was made, there was a hiccup in the timing and the emails.
I mean, we're not talking about it, somebody who works with one little computer in their home office. This is a pretty big deal. Yeah. So.
I
don't believe we can, if we can't waive the penalty, then, we can give him what his assessment is, but, he's gonna have to deal with the penalty.
It's not arguing
okay,
on
so,
Yeah.
He's just arguing the penalty, that's all, that was it.
all right, so then why don't we just say, look, we're gonna, good faith effort was made. I believe the man. Remember, these people are under oath, though some of us don't ever like to believe that. It is true that they are under oath, and they usually are telling the truth. So if he says he did it, I believe he did it. This isn't a little schlock company. This is a major company in Fairfield. So I don't think he's lying about it. So why don't we say that
to
we'll...
remove the penalty?
Can I finish my sentence, or are you going to talk over me?
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
So what I was saying is, grant him his appeal, and then talk to the assessor about removing the penalty. If we're not allowed to, because we're not, it's his job to assess the penalty on them, then we should at least discuss it with the assessor and say, look, it's not his fault. We granted his appeal, and now you remove that penalty, which is exactly how I would say it.
Well, that's the best we can do.
Yeah.
I think that's all we can do.
Yep. All right, go ahead, make the motion.
What's the mo- what is the motion?
I don't know.
What are the numbers?
To remove the penalty because a good faith effort was made.
But didn't he
In this
ask for a
circumstance.
different?
Is that the only thing, or is there something else?
That's the only thing.
Here.
That's the
Just to
only thing.
remove the penalty?
Yeah.
Oh, then I guess we can't do it. I thought it was he wanted something else too.
Well, we can certainly make a motion to.
Okay, I'm
request
making a motion to remove the penalty.
Yeah.
Everybody can vote the way they want to.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. What Ross does.
Opposed.
Two opposed.
Call it out.
Two are opposed.
Yeah, I'm opposed.
Okay,
And-
Peter and Kathleen are opposed.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's passed.
So we put it in, what Ross does is out of our hands.
Yep.
Where is Ross
Okay.
these days anyway?
Okay, so I'd
He's
like to...
allowed to be on vacation.
Sure.
Oh, he's
So I'd like to just,
one of his
bring
10
up,
that he takes. Okay. Yes, Peter.
Peter's gonna speak for a sec.
Yeah.
yeah. So my recollection of our February meeting ended with a request for civility during the deliberations and, our meeting times here. Impugning the motives of members or non-members is not, in my opinion, civil behavior. So I'd like to just remind everyone that that's what we said that we were going to abide by. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so it is 5:57. The next appeal is number 21, does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. And the appellant was Alyssa Morano, Allison, I'm sorry, 421 Penfield Road. The town had her property assessed at $3,000. That included a penalty for $600, and she had not filed before. So she was requesting an assessed value of $390. So,
I
I have the
that with an
opposite.
appraised value of $390.
Me too.
With assessed value of $270.
270.
270, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, what she filled out on the form was $390. I'm reading what she put on the form. That's where I was reading from. But in the hearing, she changed her amount to $340 appraised, which is $270 assessed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that,
That was my understanding.
Okay, I have a
I actually
390
wrote that
here,
on
too.
there too.
so did she come down, so she probably came down and filled out her declaration. Okay, so what do we see on the declaration? Then we'll make a motion.
This is Michelle's handwriting.
So it's attached.
What was her business
doing business as Alchemy Collective,
Right,
Oh,
should
it's
say,
the,
Ali Morano, Inc.
Combining, nonprofit with.
Yeah,
Right.
it's $3.90.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And I put $2.70 here.
So she
It's the
said
same,
$3.90 appraised? Okay, I just wanna make sure we're all on the same page.
appraised.
$3.90 appraised,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
$2.70 assessed.
okay, so that's what's on here, $2.70 assessed. Plus the penalty,
Correct.
okay. So the motion would be for $2.70 plus a penalty,
Correct.
okay. Does anyone wanna make that motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we, grant the appellant her appeal of 270, assessed value plus the penalty. All in favor? Aye.
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 That's an interesting, business model, I think.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Consulting.
As she left, I thought, so neat that people think of things like that, you know?
What was she doing again?
Just like integrating, nonprofit organizations with businesses.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
how did I get
I like that idea.
Anyway, okay, so the next one, so it is 5:59. The next appeal is appeal number 23, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, and this is Compass Real Estate Group at 354 Pequot Avenue. The appellant was Robert Wapatich. The town has it valued at $18,910 assessed, and that includes a penalty. And on his form, he wrote down $2,500, but I believe he was going to come down and file a deck and a corrected deck. So,
I think this is the old deck.
Compass Real Estate Group LLC in Southport, 354 Pequot
Oh,
Avenue.
and the second one?
That's the deck he submitted, right? If you,
And I think he had always had his accountant doing his papers for him before, and everything was way over.
yeah,
Yeah,
very, this is the deck he submitted.
Very small
So
office.
he didn't send it in, that's why he got the late penalty, so when he refiled, he came in February 20th, and he refiled this. So these were the numbers he was looking for. He got rid of some stuff.
Right.
He said he had like a 10 by
Got rid of
12
a lot.
office
Yeah,
or
he
something.
disposed of a lot of his stuff, so he carried this over. Then his subtotal. So he had 8212. And then what else did he have? Total of prior years, so. He didn't add the 7,500, see here, so he didn't add it all here, so it's 8212 total.
Yeah, but do we know he's doing the same thing as maybe what that other person was doing, which is adding, like you're adding them,
So-
but
so
does
this-
he mean to add them?
This is just the depreciated value, so this, he didn't do the 70%, so that's why Michelle did the 70% on here. This is the,
Do we know what
Yes,
he had
right
said?
here.
What had he said?
wasn't here.
She
You
wasn't
weren't here.
Paulette was on.
I don't have any notes on what he said. He
He
has
doesn't-
down here 2,500.
That's what he put on there. And
That,
it was-
that doesn't match anything of his paperwork. His
He said he had
paperwork
a very small office,
90
it didn't have very much in it.
Yeah.
And that that it was not really filed correctly in the past.
Right,
He
and
was
he's just
trying
been
to file
paying it.
correctly this time.
Yes, and
Right.
he's just been paying it.
Right.
I guess, I remember that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is that his opinion of fair market value, he has written down as 2,500. His backup is nowhere near that amount. It looks like it's 9,200. So, once again, we have,
He said, I'm at the location since 2013. I have 2 computers, a Xerox machine, some chairs, and that he filed on, I asked him if he filed, and he said, yes, I filed on February 19th. And his office is 11 by 19, and that's what he says he has in there. 2 computers, a Xerox machine, and some chairs.
it looks to me, once again, that these people are adding every year, they're taking the same amounts and adding them instead of leaving them. If it's 2,500, he needs to fill out a declaration that says 2,500.
What does it say now? Does it list 2 computers, a Xerox machine, and some chairs? That's what he said.
Those aren't words, it's under,
Electronic equipment.
he has what he's disposed.
Okay, he says, I don't have as many assets as I'm being assessed for. I'm only a one-person office. I don't know how he came up with a market value of 2,500. I'm guessing that's pretty round, so I'm guessing he probably,
He came up with the value before he filled this out, right?
he filled out the, he applied for an appeal on the 19th. No, and that was done on,
downstairs?
yeah, this was delivered to the assessor's office on the 20th, and he filed his appeal on the 19th,
Yeah.
on the 19th. Right, but that's the same day that he, when did he fill out,
Should I call him?
when did he fill out
Same
the
as this other guy?
declaration?
Same day, the 20th.
Yeah, so he filled it out and then filed his appeal. So he listed what he disposed of, the Xerox copier, the office chairs, the HP computer, and the Dell computer, right? Removal dates. I'm seeing that in the deck online.
I'll call like we did the other one. I thought that we said go back and file it. That's what we said. Go back downstairs and file it based on your declaration of 2,500.
I see 958 and number 20. Oh, I see.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
So you're saying they keep adding up every year, they add up the depreciated value?
Well, that's what it looks like.
So instead of carrying, but the depreciated value is getting higher on the electronic equipment. That's what's confusing, right?
I don't know what to do. I'll send him a text. And while we were doing this with the other guy, we moved on to another one, and then he ended up responding.
Oh, it's the furniture and fixtures that's worth the 8,200. That's where the value is, right? Not so much the electronic equipment. It's the furniture and fixtures. Okay.
But I think that's the stuff that he disposed of. Can't even text properly. Why don't we move on and I'll send him a
Had he
text.
buy something, and he's saying the prior years was 25,000, and then it's worth 7,500, so he comes up to 8,212.
But how is that matching 2,500? It's not.
I don't know.
Hello, this is Carol Langman from the Board of Assessment Appeals. We are deliberating your appeal and have a significant discrepancy between your declaration scheduled and your declared 2,500 appraised value of your personal property. Please call CSAP 203-895-7892. Let's see if he calls in like the other guy did. That one's a shit show. Okay, can we move on?
Okay, so number 20, we're going to take no action for right now?
Yet.
Okay. Oh, number 23. Do we have any more personal property?
25.
25, which is Tabitha's Ice Cream, right? Okay. So the next one is appeal number 25, Susan Hickey, a property address 665 Commerce Drive. I think it's Tabitha's Ice Cream. Town valued it at $14,030, assessed. That includes a penalty of 28 cents.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's good news.
Yeah, because I'm being extremely urgent in my text. Hi, this is Carol Langland. Thanks for calling back.
Okay, hi Carol, how can I help you?
Okay, so, we have a discrepancy. Your, form and our conversation, you had written down and discussed a market value based on all your disposed, goods and everything of a total of $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
And your declaration summary sheets are significantly higher than that. We're not finding any table that comes to 2,500.
So for the couple of desks that I have here, the 2 computers and the all-in-one printer, the desks are garbage, the chairs have been updated, the computers have been updated, but what more do you want? I don't.
You filled out a declaration form. We're just trying to get to what we need your schedule to match what you are declaring. So if you've told us you're declaring 2,500, your schedule is showing values in upwards of 8,200. So
The furniture one.
I'm looking at page 5, number 16. Do you have copies of your form? We're looking at page 5.
Okay, so depreciated values.
So, again, just big picture, you're declaring $2,500, so why is this $8,212.50?
So then I guess I put the wrong number. The 2,500 is wrong. I didn't transfer the information once I filled out the other, when I filled out the rest of the sheets here.
Okay. So, so 8,212 is number 16.
Yeah.
Okay, and then another, number 20 of electronic processing equipment is your 958. We're gonna add that to the 8,212, yes?
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, and then your expense supplies, $40, wait,
40 a month.
I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do that.
But it's $480 for the year.
$480 for the year.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
$40.
It said divide
Okay.
number of months of business, so.
So is this accurate?
Yes,
This plus this plus this?
that's based on his.
Okay, so we come to a total of 9210
Appraised.
appraised, and then we apply a 70% value for your assessed value. Okay,
Okay.
and then there's a penalty.
Always is, I always pay those penalties.
Okay.
All right.
Next time, put it in your counter, and you'll never have to pay a penalty again.
Next time, I'm gonna talk to multiple people, because I've been going there over the years. I've spoken to people on the phone. Everybody tells me a different way of doing things.
I believe it.
All I've asked properly is somebody to walk me through the process, and I can never get that. And I always assumed I'm probably paying a little more than everybody else, but I didn't think I was paying $500 or $600
Next
more.
time, make an appointment with the assessor, Ross. Make an appointment directly with him,
I'm
okay?
writing it down right now, an appointment with Ross. But now we've kinda, this year, the first time somebody's kinda walked me through the process, and we're understanding where you guys came up with your values and why I was overpaying, which I was led to believe that everybody in the building's paying that much, and that was wrong. And I never got a straight answer from anybody, including the day I came the other day. I walked in off the street, I said, just out of curiosity, where's the room for the meeting? They goes upstairs, but you gotta check in over here. I said, nobody told me to come and check in over here.
I know.
And the lady hands me a piece of form, then she doesn't even know herself how to fill it out. And I'm like, you work here, I said that to her. You
Robert?
work here and you don't know, so.
Hold on,
I'm just
hold on.
sharing, I'm just
I know.
venting my frustration, so.
I know.
I understand I'm paying a penalty, and we're
You-
all moving forward, but I don't wanna be, paying, through the nose, and nobody else is. That's not right,
Okay.
I'm not gonna get any of the money back, and I've been paying since 2013, so that's a lot of money I've overpaid over the years, so.
again, I was born and raised in this town, I love this town, but, you know, I gotta draw a line too, I can't subsidize.
Yeah, we want you to pay only what you owe. No more,
Okay,
no less.
so we're all good. You're good, we're good. We're
We're gonna approve it now.
we're gonna approve it, and next year, put it in your phone, and you don't have to pay the penalty. And by the way, you're being recorded.
Based on what you're telling me, what do I owe now? What is the new amount?
The new amount
The new assessed amount?
is that 8,000, it's eight,
That's what penalty.
that's with the penalty?
Yeah.
It's, the assessed value is $8,060, and you apply the mill rate to that.
Mm-hmm.
The mill rate is
27, 28?
No, it'll be-
27,
The mill rate will be set in May.
well,
Oh,
okay.
that's right, not second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the taxes will be based on the new mill rate, which will be set in May.
Okay. So what do I owe now? Because I'm already, what do I owe for this year?
Yeah, you have to call the tax collector's office to know what you're in arrears for. This will be for your next tax bill, the tax bill you receive.
I'm not in arrears, because you know how many times you guys sent the sheriff after me? And even the sheriff apologized, and brought it to my attention that they didn't even charge me once because I wasn't even supposed to be, sheriff shouldn't even been serving me, like it's,
Okay.
and then
Robert,
the town, referred to me as a frequent flyer, when that wasn't the case. I was trying to understand the process, so anyways, all right, so I will come down to talk to the assessor's office, but I don't owe any back because the sheriff would have been here. He knows the code to come in the door, so.
Okay,
we're gonna hang up.
I never got an apology, and maybe somebody just said, I'm sorry for your frustration or what you've been going through in the past. Nobody once said that to me.
I apologize.
But add into the injury, not a problem.
I'm
I will come down
apologizing.
tomorrow, and I will follow up with the assessor's office.
Thank you.
All right, very good.
Bye-bye. Happy New
And there you
Year.
have it.
so what's at the end of the day, what's the assessed value before the penalty? And we can make a
8060.
motion.
8060.
8060 assessed, okay. Plus the penalty,
Correct.
okay. Is someone making a motion for that? I'll make a motion, 8060 plus the penalty, appeal number 23.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi,
Well, at least I called on that one.
okay, so that was number 23, so,
Wonder if you heard your apology.
okay, let's see. So now we're on number 25, is that right? Tabitha's Ice Cream?
Yeah, that's where we were.
Okay. It's good, we barely moved on, I mean, we got these done, right? Like, we didn't have to wait till next week to do this, so that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Call them, and they don't know who it is, and all that.
Remember
Okay.
that new business? It was a young woman who came in last year and she brought samples for us. I can't remember what it was.
Wait, what was that?
Samples of food?
Yeah. I think it was
I
that.
don't remember
You
that.
don't think it was on it? Maybe it was the year before, I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I'm just
We
wondering.
got hats.
Did Tabitha?
We got Minute Maid
Tabitha
hats.
did not
Tabitha
bring any
Renee?
ice cream, no.
Yeah, no ice cream.
Okay, so, this one, her current assessed value, I don't remember if I read it in, is $14,030 with a penalty. And she, according to what she filled out, she was asking for a value of $7,510, which is, I guess, last year's assessment, is what she asked for. So, and I believe she did fill out her deck again, so we should have a value from her.
Well, looks, that includes the penalty, so
The deck's over there, so. Oh, what is it without?
this one actually looks clean.
Yep, this is what she had on her deck.
The assessed value is 6680,
6680? Okay,
and then there's a penalty put
plus
on
the
there.
penalty, okay. And that's assessed,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Is everybody in agreement that she filled it out accurately, and it comes pretty close to it's actually less than last year, right? If she was 7510 last year, it's 6680 this year.
Right.
So maybe she didn't buy anything new and it just depreciated.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Peter, you want to make a motion?
Sure. Make motion to, grant the assessed value at 6680 plus penalties.
Aye.
All those in
Oh,
favor?
aye.
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 Okay, passes 5-0.
Okay,
And then it's the last one, Whole
Whole
Foods?
Foods.
The last personal property is Whole Foods?
yeah.
My God.
another 30.
Oh, 30?
Yeah, 30,
I don't think we ever heard 30,
Oh,
did we?
this is
Old
one with,
Harriet LLC, that's her name?
Did somebody come in with a late appeal? I had 29.
Harriet?
29 is Whole Foods.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember.
remember
seeing
this one.
350 Grassmere?
Yeah, we did not schedule number 30. Oh. The last one I had, Ross gave me was 29. with Whole
4:30 to
Foods.
8:30, preferred time,
Did this come in on time?
February 24th.
What's the address on that?
It's a, looks like a periodontist.
There's
Oh,
one
maybe
person,
not.
there's one person postponed to next week, but I don't think that that's it, right?
No,
I think
we
number
didn't
12.
do this one.
What's the address?
Yeah, I only have 29 on my spreadsheet.
1047 Old Post Road. No, we definitely
We didn't even, I didn't schedule, I don't remember scheduling that person, I definitely didn't put it on an agenda for a hearing. Whether Ross sent them a notice, I don't know, for a hearing.
Uh-oh. And this one says, the declaration was sent and certified, he has certified
Oh, wow.
and postmarked 10/31. Attached is the declaration and a detailed asset listing.
Well, they have to be
But
given a hearing.
they ha-
They'll
they have to
give
have
them
a
a hearing
hearing.
next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother.
I'm gonna need all that information, I don't have any of that information.
Now,
Maybe
remember,
Ross-
you have
Ross
to,
sends me a spreadsheet, and then he
Oh,
keeps,
does
and then he updates his own spreadsheet, we don't share it. So if he
Okay.
adds something to the spreadsheet and I don't get an updated spreadsheet, I
Yeah.
wouldn't know about it.
They just.
And I know I never scheduled them.
So what number's that, 30?
So,
We do have one hearing scheduled for 5 o'clock next
Well,
Wednesday.
next Wednesday.
Someone who is away this week.
And he also circled for the
Right, so we
evening,
can put him in at 5:15.
but he needs to be notified
Yeah,
ASAP.
and he should have been notified prior to, within 7 days of filing his appeal. Not happened. Unless you guys scheduled him, but I don't think you did.
We didn't do the second one, yeah.
So it just slipped.
I don't know what happened to him, but,
Ross did the mail,
yeah.
he did the mail merge for the letters, right?
Uh,
We didn't send out the letters.
I assume so, I don't get involved in that, I just do the part after.
Yeah,
Whatever, we need
So
to
let me
notify
ask
him.
him, so,
we're gonna need to send the guy a notice, and I would say 5:15.
Can you just send it on email? And call him? Like, call the man, right?
Is he requesting that the penalty be removed? Is that what his appeal is?
It just says that,
Is there a cover sheet for the appeal?
yes,
he said
it
the
just,
declaration was sent certified mail.
So it sounds like he got a
But we
penalty.
received it in.
but it's
February
also a
24th.
different value.
He had disposables, he said.
Yeah, it's a different value as well, so I have to, I don't know.
It was not the deck that was late, it was his,
No, the deck,
No,
so
both.
the deck was, so he said
his
he said
appeal was late.
certified. No, we didn't get the deck to, no, the appeal was,
Did he show proof
What was
in there
the-
of certified?
Had to
yeah,
be
the
by the
appeal was
20th.
late. Yeah, the appeal was
Appeal was
late.
late, so then we can't
Yeah.
vote on it. If the appeal didn't come in till the 21st,
Right.
the 20th was the deadline for filing.
Yes, and it came in
Oh,
February 24th.
Because we met
Then
on
why
the
is it
20th, we
here?
met on the night of the 20th, assuming that was the very last night.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
we
20th
we
had to
can't-
be in, but he claims he sent it on whatever his,
The appeal?
yes.
Okay.
It's showing
Let's-
proof of,
well, we don't need
Yeah,
to
go
discuss
ahead.
this now. Well, let's move on. Kathleen, contact him, see if he wants to come in next week, and that's it. There's no reason to discuss it now.
yeah, but did he show proof of certification? The mail, that he has certified mail?
He has an envelope that we received, but we received it February 24th.
They received it on the 24th. Isn't the 20th a Friday?
The 20th was a Thursday, because we met
Oh, it was
that
a
night. Remember,
Thursday.
we knew that they're now accepting appeals electronically, so people had until midnight to submit. But we met on the 20th, figuring we
So
were
it-
pretty close to knowing how many we were gonna have. So I'd say it's late.
So both the declaration he's declaring was sent on time, and he's also thinking his appeal was sent on time, and neither were received on time. But if the appeal wasn't received on time, then
We can't.
we can't do it. So someone needs to let him know that. Why wouldn't the assessor's office?
Tell him it was
Technically
late.
should.
Yeah.
I don't know if we
I
have in
think
the
we-
past, or we can
just
just vote
have
on
to-
it.
Yeah, you have to bring it to you guys.
To make a motion to deny it because it's late,
Okay.
even though we didn't have a hearing.
Yeah?
I don't think we have to give him a hearing.
I think, if he filed late, do we have to give him a hearing? No, we don't.
No.
We don't.
All right, you made the motion, Kathleen?
Sure, I'll make the motion to, deny it based on the fact that the appeal was late.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't even have the information for that one, so I need a copy. Maybe is it online? Did it even get uploaded? Let's see. What was that, number 30?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not even on the website. So I just need a screenshot or whatever of the cover sheet so we know how to put it in the minutes. Okay, so that's number 30, we went out of order. Okay, so now number 29?
A mess.
9, okay, this is interesting.
And this
fuel
is-
cell.
Yeah, this is the fuel cell at Whole Foods, so this is appeal number 29, Whole Foods, and the appellant was Matthew Ball. And the town has the property assessed at $2,765,400, and they're requesting a reduction to $2,455,569 assessed. And their primary claim was that there's a fuel cell on the property that hasn't been used in many years, and that the lease for them to use it has expired.
So that
But it still
2,000
exists
or
on
that $2,455,559, that was the fair market value, or?
$2,455,000 is the difference probably in the assessed value between,
And so they,
without the fuel cell.
Yeah,
The fuel cell has some value,
and
that-
the first number you gave us for the town, that was the assessed value as well?
yes, they're both
All right.
assessed.
You know what, there's such a little difference here, and I thought the guy was being incredibly generous and not asking for more. But this fuel cell was like, it was a crazy situation.
Well, it's $300,000,
They're
right?
really
That's-
stuck with that.
Whatever he
Nothing
had
they
with
can
it.
do to get rid of it.
Do you
So
have
why-
the
so
deck
why-
in there? No.
Yes, I think so, is it?
Who is
The deck
the,
there?
who owns the,
No.
Nobody owns
There's been
it.
Nobody
four
owns
companies
it.
that keeps
Yeah.
transferring.
It's a dead entity.
It's a dead.
It's a dead
entity.
asset.
They can't remove it because they don't have license to
They don't
remove
have-
it.
They don't, kinda don't
And
own it.
It's a massive.
yeah.
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 It has
It's
to
like
be-
if someone left you a Porsche with a broken engine on your property, you can't find the owner, you're not really technically allowed to dispose of it, and if you wanted to, it costs a lot of money to dispose of something that you could get in trouble
Yeah.
later on for
Instead-
disposing
That's the
of.
number he said
So,
it cost to
I
remove
just
it.
say, it's, we have to pretend like it doesn't exist.
And the last company to own it still owes the town $65,000. Yeah.
It's a mess,
It is a
Yeah.
mess.
and it's
I'm
a potentially
surprised-
hazardous mess.
I'm surprised you didn't ask for more, so I'm in favor of just granting this appeal.
Yeah, there's one email in here from Ross, right, to Andrea, I guess, and she must answered him back. So he had 3 questions. Can you tell us if the fuel cell is still operational? His answer was no. Who is the current owner of the cell, and does that entity still exist? Based on the termination agreement, Resource Efficiency Finance LLC is the owner. And who's responsible for the fuel cell's maintenance if it's operational or removal if it's not? Resource Efficiency Finance LLC is legally responsible for removal.
And the
Yeah.
last lease was
So
terminated
Ross
in
can go
2021.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right, and
technically,
they're not
Ross
paying,
should
right?
try to hunt that down, or
Yeah.
an attorney should try to hunt
Yeah.
that company
Well,
down.
it's not in business anymore, and they're not paying.
Not, yeah,
I mean,
it's-
They haven't, right, they were the ones who were sent the bill previously, and this year,
Can we send them saying, we found $300,000 in your name, come claim your property?
Yeah.
It's the,
Can we
Yeah,
Make a motion,
yeah, go ahead.
It's from 3 years ago, from
The lease
21,
that was
yeah.
terminated.
Yeah, it started in 18.
Right, but that was the very last lease they had for it.
Yeah.
They haven't been using it for years. Right, they were just paying on the
That's what they
lease because
said,
they had
yeah.
it, and then they terminated the lease, but no one removed the equipment.
All right, I make a motion that we grant the appellant, their, assessed value of $2,455,559. All in favor?
Aye.
Maybe someone should donate it for research.
No plowing used to accidentally, oops, sorry, we just,
Well, he said it would be tens of thousands of dollars to take it out.
yes, oh, yeah.
But who knows who's gonna take it?
that's really
It
a
is on their property.
conundrum.
You know. Okay, so who made the motion, Halil, right?
I didn't know.
Okay. So, that's the end of the personal properties, right? Other
Yep.
than, which one didn't we do?
You want me to go down and get you?
Yes, please.
Yeah. And I don't remember if next week might be a personal property, the one that's at 5 o'clock. I feel like the one gentleman who wasn't here this week. And
Has
then,
someone reached out to this, oh, yeah, that's how you got the time?
he got scheduled,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, right, and the other one is not, okay.
Right. And then there is this no-show, that did not come on, when are we here? I'm losing my train of thought. We had hearings on Tuesday, so he was scheduled for 11:50, called at, like 9:30 to say that he couldn't make it. I was here when the call came in. He called that morning to say he couldn't make it. She offered him 12:30 on Wednesday, and then she also offered him last night at 7:30, 7:45, and he didn't show for either one of those. So,
He's done.
you want to give him another opportunity to come back, or I
No.
think we can just vote and say
No.
it's a no-show? Okay.
No
So why
show.
don't we take care of that one? That's appeal number 24. Property address is 381 Hoydens Hill Road. The owner was Robert McBride. The town's value was $700,000, and he asked to go to $890,000, so I'm not even sure why that is. 381 Hoydens Hill.
Oh, wait a minute, no.
That's a different
Oh, it's a
Hoyden
different
Hill?
Hoyden Hill than what we,
Hoydens Hill Road, 381 Hoydens Hill. He bought it for $1.4 million on 6/21/22. And it's appraised at $700,000. And he's asking for $890. I mean, I guess if he didn't show, we don't even have to talk about it. We'll just make a
He
motion.
didn't show?
He didn't come. We gave him a rescheduled time, and he didn't come for that one either.
Next, he's done.
Okay, number 24, so Paula, are you making a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Okay, so the motion's in the affirmative, I guess, and then we have to deny. So
Oh,
the
that
motion
is
is.
that crap again. Oh.
I know.
You know, really, it
Granted-
doesn't have to be, so I'll make a motion. I'm making a motion that we
Thank you.
set aside his appeal. For no show, whatever.
Okay.
The personal property.
Is your motion, so how are we voting on your motion?
All in favor of
voting-
setting aside the appeal as a no-show?
Deny it, is that what you're saying?
Deny. Yep, deny the appeal. We're denying the appeal. That's what we're doing.
Aye.
Aye.
So we're voting on
Aye.
a negative, positive, 5-0, okay. 6:30.
I'm not remembering this.
Do you want me to go, or?
Oh, it was withdrawn, no wonder. Never mind. I have a motor vehicle, number
That
one.
was withdrawn.
And
That was
I read that
withdrawn.
one in, that
I
was
just read everything else.
Okay, oh, okay.
That's commercial there.
Oh,
I don't know if you
withdrawn.
do anything with that.
No.
Okay, then that's all the,
Real estate,
okay.
you wanna go in numerical order then?
Sure.
Yes,
These
we're
are
going
in
in
numerical
numerical.
order.
We're going in numerical order.
do you want me to say, or?
Do you want her to stay?
Probably not.
Oh,
no, I don't see the name.
Are there
No.
any that anybody has any questions on?
no.
I don't think so. No, I mean, if we do.
Will you be downstairs or you're leaving?
No, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna leave,
Yeah.
okay, so the office will be locked and
Yeah.
we'll leave the,
You could leave them up
We'll leave
here
them
and
up
I'll,
here.
yeah, and I'll, pick them up in the morning.
Thank you.
well, thank you for
Thank you
your
very
help.
much.
I know
I
that's,
put the pictures in that one that you requested.
oh, perfect, thank you.
Okay,
All the
thank you.
photos.
I know.
Okay, bye-bye. So this is appeal number 3, property address 1132 Catamount. So,
Oh, right, they just
What number is it?
gave us.
Number
appeal
3.
number 3.
All right, so they sent us some new comps.
Well, first of all, the town's value, right, was $1,012,700 and they're requesting to go to $927.
Yes.
Okay. And I asked them how they came up with the number and they said they just guessed.
What was the town again?
$1,012,700.
So what do? We have to go into
They
their...
gave us a whole bunch of comps, right? And they didn't pick, they just picked other properties with lower values. They didn't necessarily pick any sales, right? There was one sale for $1.3 million in 2022 in their pile of,
Wait,
Other
they
ones.
sent, you saw the email they sent today?
yeah. So I didn't have a chance to look up any of those properties, but are those,
I would say,
They
I
put-
would not use Rolling Hills Drive.
but hold on, the right-hand column says the 23 total assessment. So are any of these, oh, okay, there's the sales. But they didn't list the sale price, they
What?
just list the assessment.
Why does it say 23 total assessment?
They're listing the assessed value in 23, they didn't list the sale price. In other words, they're doing what they did with the other ones, they just picked sales.
So the property sold in 2020, 2021.
Right, but we don't know for what price.
Yeah, well,
We have to look it up.
What was the reason for their appeal?
On the cover, they said, our neighbor, basically they were saying their neighbor's land is less than their land. So that was it was, you know, not that you categorize them, but that I want what my neighbor has. I want the land that my neighbor has. Property
Like I said,
taxes
so
are
do
much lower. That's what they're comparing them to other properties. That's how they filled out the sheet. And then they guessed on a number, that's what they said.
Okay.
And then we asked them to bring in sales, so they brought in sales, but on the sales sheet, they listed the town's value for the properties. They didn't list the assessed value. They didn't list the sale price. So you have to look them all up and figure out the sale price to know if any of them are. If you think any of them are good comps, then I would,
Well, they might be.
yeah, I mean,
but we
Is
don't know.
theirs a
So do
5-bedroom
you wanna,
as
do
well?
you wanna postpone this one till next week and then you have time to look them up?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we don't have, right, this is the,
No,
we're
right.
99% sure this isn't the sale price.
yeah.
So we need some
Yeah.
homework to figure it out. So I would say let's just,
Why can't we kick it back to them and say, we asked for a sales price? They misunderstood.
Well, I mean, the sales price, they are on the field card. They provided the field cards. So the
Oh,
Oh,
I
they
only
attached the field
Yeah.
cards?
I only got this,
Oh,
field cards are here.
oh, you're right. Oh,
where, are they in the,
In the email.
they're in the online? No. Did they get added to the,
They're in the email.
they're in the email.
I'm not in my email.
I mean, Reading Road sold for $762,500. Oh, no, that's not a comp.
Well, that's, the right, you have to,
Let's see.
I think we have to look at these
Yeah.
all over again.
okay. So we're gonna take no action on number 3 for right now?
We have to just,
Yeah.
since this isn't an appraisal, we have to decide if these are valid comps.
And that's gonna take some time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that okay?
I think, yeah, the less time we have to do it here, the more we
Yeah.
do it at home, and then just come back. I mean,
Yeah.
if you do the homework at home, then you kind of know where you want to go.
They're either,
I mean, we still
Makes
have
sense
this
or they
many to
don't.
get through,
Yep,
so,
yep,
and we're starting to get tired, right?
Me too.
Whatever, okay. we want to not do this for too long. Okay. So do you want to try to do the Falcos, which is 152 Oakwood?
Yeah, that's the next appeal, number
Number
8.
8? Okay.
Poor people.
Okay, so this is appeal number 8. The property address is 152 Oakwood Drive. The property owners are Andrea and Leslie Falco. And then, the town has the property valued at $680,900. I want to make sure that's, $680,900 appraised. And they're asking, they put down a reduction down to $376,040. But that's, I think that's assessed.
I think that's assessed.
Yeah, so the
I have 537.
537,200. Yep, that's the appraised. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're asking to go to 537,200.
Well, I have a lot of empathy for these people, and they've been dealing with this ever since that duplex was built next door, and they have a lot to take care of in their house. But what concerns me the most is not just the water damage, but the mold situation they have in their house. And you know, their addition still isn't finished.
They are being taxed on the fireplace, which they said they didn't have. So that's 4,200 that we could take off. Just saying. We could probably make that card correction and vote on that separate.
They need new doors, they need attic stairs, they need moldings, they need saddles, they need, then they estimated about 10 to 15,000 outstanding, not used in the permit. Was that what I understood?
Yeah, they pulled a permit for 180.
I think he
But
said
they
it was
need
gonna be about 50 grand.
50,000 to address the water issues.
Right. Right. Which is, so this is something, this is an example
And they have
where
no
a new
gas
occurrence has happened. It's, the home is now in disrepair.
Yep.
A whole floor is,
Yeah, but it's not like
completely-
a basement of a colonial, a split level, that is usable
Yeah.
space in
Yeah.
that lower level.
I don't even know how you block it off. I don't think you,
Well,
it's all
that's what she
open.
was saying, one of her daughters has, allergies and mold issues, so,
And the
Yeah.
town is starting to take care of it, but it hasn't been completely addressed.
Well, the town is addressing the part of the flooding problem.
Right.
God knows when it happened last
And they
night,
haven't had
pouring rain.
any rain, right? It'd be good to.
But that doesn't address their house. Their
Right.
house is
yeah.
in disrepair.
I'm inclined to grant them.
Yeah, I don't know why
I
someone.
think 150,000 is a lot, is too much?
No, it's not.
50,000 to fix the base.
It's
Excuse
because
me. Excuse me, I'm butting in. Excuse me, there's no such thing as too much. We don't base it on too much. It is what it is. If that's the value, that it turns out to be, then that's the value. If not, okay. But we don't just say it's too much.
Well, we're trying to get to their value.
Then we have a problem.
We're trying to get to their value and understand where they came up with that number.
Might be
because-
last year's, it says 2023 on the front, so perhaps that's what they were prior to the construction.
Oh,
That is what it is. The 376,040 is the value from last year. And because they went up, because they did work, so they closed the permit, they get a $180,000 permit to add their second floor. So they're asking to go back to what they were prior to their construction. That's the value that they're asking for.
Well, one way to
now
look
they
at it.
now they have more that they have to deal with.
But they have a second floor, they do have a
But
second
they-
floor.
But they don't have a lower level anymore. They don't have a, usable above grade lower level anymore. So they added space, but they lost space.
yeah.
Yep.
Not only do they lose space, now it's damaged space.
Right, now they gotta fix it.
Well, I do think that, that because they did a significant amount of work upstairs, I think that the number that they're asking for is too low. I think we need to recognize that some of the work was done and not just go back to the number that they asked for.
But you
wanna
could
go, like,
also say,
600?
but what we're saying, but what I think Paulette was saying is, it's not just the value of fixing the downstairs, it's that whole downstairs is not being used.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone, it's almost like it's gone.
Yeah.
So even though they added whatever the square footage, they lost
this part of the house.
Yeah,
And now
that's
it's like
usually
starting all over
three-quarters
again
of the,
from scratch to now repair, remediate all the damage that was done to the lower level.
So on the field card, if you look at the square footage, the living area, is it 0? Is the finished?
a lot of
basement
times
is 0?
they,
Oh, we've been through this before with the split
I know.
levels.
as a
Yeah.
real estate agent, the split levels are a drag. A lot of times they don't consider it, living area, even though it's
Right.
their family room.
So it's a 331 square feet, is that what you say, the finished raised basement at 331? Is that the square footage of the space? Do you see that on the card?
Let me see.
There's unfinished raised basement at 221, and then there's finished raised basement at 331.
Let me look at that.
So that's it, the 331 is a finished space.
Which has an undepreciated value of $28,000. Right, I mean,
Yeah, because the town values the lower level of a split differently
Yeah, they've
than
got-
the.
so it doesn't have a lot of value.
They've got finished raised basement and unfinished raised basement.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so that
Can't use
total
any of it.
amount is,
550 square feet.
Right.
And if you look at the undepreciated value, it's like 35,000, 36,000. 8 and 9, 37,000.
total.
Mm-hmm. The depreciation code is 5, so. And the second story is 1,300 square feet.
But don't they still have work to be done on there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it said about $10,000 worth of
Yeah,
work.
that's
for
not
done.
much.
That did not get wet,
But that's not much.
right. So 600, I mean, you wanna go halfway between what
So,
they're at?
Well, 30 plus 50 is 80. They've lost the 30,000, it's like it doesn't exist. 50,000 to fix it, so that's 80. Plus another, 15? So you're at, almost 100?
600,000.
That's
They're at-
almost 100.
They're at 680.
Which is way too high.
What's their appraised value now?
680, 900. And again, the value that they gave us was what they were prior to any construction. That's why I feel like you have to give them some
Yeah,
value.
I would think about going down 100,000, so that's 580. That would be a grant in part, it's not 537.
Yeah, because
Unless I'm missing something.
I think that's a little low, but
I'm in agreement with that, because there's always unforeseen costs whenever you go to remediate problems like this with mold and water issues. There's always something else.
Yeah. That's why I said 50,000, that
Not-
seemed low
I
to
mean,
me.
I think they were being,
Yeah, well, I don't
generous,
know,
and
they're
not
saying what they're
generous,
saying.
whatever, unrealistic.
Paulette, do you wanna chime in? Peter, do you wanna?
Yeah, I was, I think Peter had something to say first though, so I'll have Peter take his turn.
No, I would be comfortable with the 580.
And what did they ask for?
537.
Okay, and what are we proposing? 580?
the number,
100,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we backed into it with numbers.
But why don't you add on what they did? You think they did $180,000 worth of work? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
So it looks like the town gave them, so if you go the other direction,
The
right?
town already put it in there,
Right, they put in
so
like
that's why I
150.
deducted 15.
Right, they put in 150 for the work. That's what they put in,
But the town has recognized it.
at 680.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They recognized it at 150, they didn't recognize it at 180, they recognized it at 150, right? Because they were at,
Well, I don't care, I'm just going off of, all I'm doing is, the town has put it in, I'm deducting 15 in my head for what's left over, and I added the loss of the lower level of 30, plus another 50 is 80. Well, I said 90 and I rounded it to 100.
I'm comfortable with 600. I think that,
I was just gonna say that I was gonna grant the appeal. Because like Helene said,
And we're all over the board then.
well, like Helene said, you know, you never know what's gonna come up. And, you know, let's look at it for resale. Could they sell that house now for 500 or 680,000 or 580,000? I don't think so. You know, it's
No,
not just,
with water issues.
well, we're looking at 2020 values, 2020
Yeah.
values. Okay.
yeah, okay. So could they have, a house that looks like that could not be sold for that number in any year.
Okay,
It's a mess.
make a motion. We're done.
Am I done? No. Are you?
No, I'm sorry. I think everybody, we may not be in agreement, but I think we all have said what we need to say. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then I'll ask you when I'm done next time, Kathleen. We're all done. What do you want to vote on?
I'll call the
I
question.
think we have a little more
We don't call the question.
agreement with 580.
I'm sorry, we don't call the
What did I say
question.
at 580? We have 3 votes.
I would
We can
grant
call the
537. I would.
Then we're gonna be at a stalemate.
What
and
is it
doesn't
now?
get granted.
Well, what's the deal? Somebody proposed 580, right?
Right.
And there's 2 in favor and 2 opposed?
Well, it's 580 versus 537, 200, which is what they asked.
Oh, why don't we split the
And
difference?
600.
And 600.
That's my suggestion.
There's
Okay.
3 numbers,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
5 people.
okay. Well, 580, why don't we split the difference and give them just a little bit more?
Do you want to throw out a motion?
537,
Are you making a motion for 580?
I'm not yet.
Wait a minute. That would be basically 560.
Okay, I'm good with 560.
I'd do that,
Okay, to end it,
560.
Okay,
what are we talking about?
You are making a motion for, Colleen just made a motion for 560.
okay. So then all in
Want to call the
favor?
vote on that?
No, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Me? So it's 4-1,
Okay.
okay?
All right, they say
For
we're
560
500.
even.
Honestly, I think in 2020, yeah, I mean,
They should sell to a builder.
I know that's crazy when that happens.
So that was a grant in part
Yep,
to 560.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when we did
You
talk
know-
about overvalues to begin
You know what
with.
they should really do, is find an attorney that will take it as a pro bono.
Okay. Do you want to move on to 11 and 12, is 11 and 12 next? That's the 2 North Benson properties.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah, I thought about those guys.
Or do you want to go to Quarter House?
Quarter horse.
Quarter House. You want to hold off on the,
Well, if we're going in order, who's next, really?
the North Benson is next, it's just not easy.
Well, it's 10 minutes to 7.
They're
so-
complicated.
That's the one with the water main
I
pipe
don't-
running through the property.
Yeah. I don't find that one complicated.
Okay, well then let's do it. Let's go for
I
it.
know, it's interesting.
Okay, so I'll read it into the record. It's appeal number 11, which is 2521 North Benson Road. The owner of the property is John Segerson. The town has the property value assessed at, he listed assessed value, so it is appraised at, 305,400. and he's requesting an appraised value of $35,400.
You sure that's not assessed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, because he has his
Oh, yeah,
math,
he does.
he does his math on that sheet,
Yes, he
right?
does.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do with that property. That house really should be torn down because it sits on top
This
of
is the
what-
small one, and it's rented,
I don't know what
or it
you
was
did.
rented.
Well, I mean,
I
Yeah,
really
and he
don't know what to
paid,
do.
he bought it for $225,000 last October.
Yes, not knowing that there was a problem.
No, he knew there was a problem. He's hoping that Aquarion
Oh,
will
okay.
move the pipe.
Yeah, this is the smaller of the two.
Yeah, and he owns
Okay.
the house next door, so he
Yeah.
can, use the lot as well. So he's
Yeah.
leaving it as is right now. I think it's got a tenant in it.
And then his belief is that if it gets fixed, it would get reappraised.
Yep, and he used that diminution report from 2016 to come up with the, based on the diminution in value of $270,000 due to discovery of live water mains. That was the diminution in value of the property next door. He applied the same logic to this property.
Well, I
Okay.
don't disagree with the logic, but I would think that the values should be based on a percentage basis, not on absolute values.
And
You know what I
it was
mean?
2016 values at 270.
But if you use a
He
percentage
should have used a
as
percentage of the
a
value.
discount, then to me, we can have something to work with. Do you know what I'm
and
saying?
how do you
Well-
come up with that?
Well, what was the,
Percentage.
okay, so
You have to look at the other appeal.
we could just do the math. Yeah, what's the other appeal? I have no,
The other one is 12.
12?
And he's got the math right on the cover sheet. So the appraised value of 225.23 was 444. He took off 270, and adjusted appraised value was 174.
Okay, but the 270 was the
Diminution.
value
Diminution.
from what?
444,200.
Okay, so, bear with me, 444,200. Oh, so I have to do 270, right?
Mhm.
27% reduction.
Thank you.
No.
No?
That's what he told us.
Actually, that's more than that.
To me, that's
70 divided by,
into 444,200.
370.
that's 60%. That's a 40% reduction.
Maybe I wrote it down wrong. 60%?
Well, here,
Well,
the new value, try the new,
it's a 40% reduction.
try the new value, 174,200.
One,
That's the new value,
yeah.
into 444,200. That's the percentage.
Yeah, that's 40%.
Right, so it's 40% of the appraised value. He's going down by 60%.
Oh, it's going down by 60.
Yeah.
Okay. So, based on that report, we could apply that concept instead of taking the total 270.
To the other
I'm just
property.
suggesting, because
That goes down to half.
how can you take 270? So wouldn't you take 305 times 60%
You want
of
40%,
that?
yeah,
That's
you
180, that's 183.
want the 40% of 305.
Oh, sorry.
Which is
40%. Sorry.
But
Did anybody?
you're not taking into account the pipe, like he took 100,000 off of the 370 to come to the 270. So are we doing that with the 305, 400 as well?
What, say it again?
We're on the smaller property, right? Number
Right,
11.
but I mean, we're trying to apply the same percentage,
Concept,
right?
yeah, so
So
what are you saying?
I'm saying, to get to that 270, you started with the 370 in 2016, and then after the pipe, I'm trying to read my own writing, after pipe discount of 100,000, that's what brought us to the 270. So are we applying that same discount to the 305, 400 for the 2521 property?
I guess I have to look at the,
That's what she just did.
I thought that's what I just did.
I just didn't write down the number that you came up with. You're 40% of 305, 400 if you want to use the percentage logic. as opposed to a real value.
What if we said, what's a house
Well,
like
that was
that?
my suggestion, because I don't know how you could use the absolute values when they're,
2016, no.
What if we took a comp?
40%, did you come up with 82,160?
oh, which one are we talking about? Sorry.
2521, let's stay with that.
If you took the,
He asked for 35,400.
40% of 305,400 is 122,000.
right, but I'm saying, the way we got the percentage for the other property
Mm-hmm.
is, we had the 370 number, and then we deducted 100,000 for the pipe discount, which brought us to the 270.
No, we took the 444,200, I don't know what the 100,000 was.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about with the, yeah.
Well, you did 40% of what?
444,200,
Yeah.
which,
Well,
it should be
he was working off of
174,200.
2016, remember he had the appraisal from 2016?
Yeah, but if you do 174,200 should be 40% of 444,200, right? And the difference between those two is 270.
All right, so now you're saying 122, 160?
On the small property.
I guess in my head, what I'm saying is if he's saying it's a 40% value on the larger lot, then I could argue it's a 40% value on the other lot too. I don't know. That's one train of thought.
Yeah, except for the, well. the
What
small
if we do what we usually do, what we should be doing is
Nothing
looking
to
at,
do with that house. Go ahead, Paula.
I don't know how to look at anything else,
We
Paula.
don't have any comps.
find one in the MLS. Find a comp in 2020 that's like
You
his
can't
house.
find a comp with a mar on their property like that.
Oh, wait, let me finish. Find a house, a comp like his house, okay? See what it sold for in 2020. And then we make a condition change, like we do on like for a highway, for whatever. And then you say, okay, how much difference is there between a house that doesn't have this on it? By going into 2016 and trying to work our way into 2020 and then deduct, to me, that makes no sense. I know the guy's really smart and he likes his numbers and he did a lot of work. But the bottom line is, what would that house sell for in 2020 with that condition on it?
But it's so much more complicated than a highway or even a cell tower. It's a pipe running underneath, right smack in the middle of the house, and nothing. The house can't, it has to come down. It has to be taken down.
You know, if he were smart, he would have had the house condemned.
He just bought it.
And it was worthless.
It was the contractor who owned it, bought it in 16 and held it, right? It was the developer who sold it to him.
Right.
And he offered, the contractor wanted 300,000 and he negotiated to 225.
I don't know.
You're
I
talking
don't know
about the other lot.
No, the small lot.
The small lot.
Yeah.
He paid 225 for the
Yeah.
small lot in October.
Yes.
Right.
They overpaid for that.
Well, it was valuable
Well,
to
why don't
him.
we say, what about if we said this? What about this? What if we said, all right, so what does the town say the land is worth and what does the town say the house is worth? And say, all right, the land is the land. Yes, the pipe is still there and it does create a condition, so it does make the land less valuable. But basically, the house is worthless.
Yes, it is.
The house is probably nothing.
36,000 on the house.
Right.
And then it says there's an outbuilding worth 1,400.
No.
A patio.
Just saying the appraised value.
Patio's 1,400.
I mean,
Oh.
The town has the
appraised
land at
value is
267,500.
257,500 for the land.
Right. It already has a condition factor
Which
of
is
8 on it.
because this does not reflect the water main running through the property.
No, it's not on there. So do you want it instead, Paulette, are you saying just use a different condition factor against the land value?
I don't know, I'm trying to just figure out some way that works.
I think
you
what
all
Carol
are.
did
I mean-
sounds reasonable to me, but
What was it, Carol? I don't think I heard the whole thing.
And the thing is, I don't, does he have any assurances that this is going to happen anytime soon?
No.
That this pipe is going to be removed? No, because Aquarian was recently sold, so now it's like starting all over
He
again.
sounded pretty optimistic.
Well, I mean, he's
Just saying.
right. but
He's
I
a
mean,
contractor,
been at
so
it
he-
for a while. But he did say that they were gonna have to start this process basically all over again with this new ownership. Maybe not all over again, but.
okay, so if
Hey,
that,
hey,
that
I have
land,
a
Hold on,
question.
I'm gonna,
I have a question. When we had the storms, Superstorm Sandy and hurricanes, and a lot of those houses, those little cottages and stuff got kind of destroyed, what did the town do with their value?
I don't know.
Some of them were still standing, but they really, you really couldn't do anything with them. They had to be completely redone. How did the town did something. What did they do?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, if you could you can change the condition factor on the land to 25% from a 0.8, you can make it down to a 0.25, and then the land's worth $83,000. And then you add the house to that, and it ends up somewhere around the 122 or whatever that you were talking about.
Okay. Pauline, what do you think?
That the
The
math
land
works
goes-
for that.
So the land goes from 267.5 down to 80 what?
83,593, we'd have to round it off. The land already has a 0.8 on it, right? So you have to multiply up to figure out what the original value is. The original value over the land was 334 topo, yeah.
Yeah.
334, 375 is and then if you take 25% of 334, 375, it gets the land down to 83,593. And then you leave the house where it is or whatever.
No, the house has to move too.
I mean, at
House
the end of
is
the day, we can't tell him what to do. We can make suggestions, but he can do whatever he wants with the car
No,
to come to
see,
the number with
no,
you.
see, I strongly disagree with that. At the end of the day, we're making the decision, not him. He doesn't decide. They come to us, we decide, and that's that. If he has to make a number, round up, round down, I get it. You have to do it. But he doesn't get to say, no, you can't make it that number. Otherwise,
No, he
what
says-
do they not?
Total value, that's all we have the authority to set is the total value.
Okay,
We can't tell him how to
so-
code it.
Well,
can make
he
a
can quote whatever he
suggestion.
wants as long as it comes out to that value.
Exactly. But sometimes if we tell him how we came to our value, then he will go and make the coding change to make that happen, and then it sticks on the card. Right? Like with the people with the water right there, that's not gonna stick on the card. He's gonna figure out a way to get the house down to that value, but then it's not gonna really be coded anywhere. It's probably just gonna
No, then he'll figure out a way to jack it back up again.
I'll just override it. Yeah, he puts an override on it, and that becomes the value. And the overrides go off when there's an assessment. So in this case, so that's why we
Pauline,
just
what
have
do you
to figure
think?
out where we want to be.
Well,
Pauline, what
it's
do you
only
think?
a 27% reduction,
I
like
like
you said,
doing
it's not
it
a 40%.
so that it's a permanent,
Mm-hmm.
permanent on his card. I do like that.
All right, so what do you think about,
Until further notice.
what do you think about the numbers?
Well, he's asking, 35 for.
He's asking for 35,000, but we know how he did his math, and that's not,
His
doesn't
math
fly
doesn't
for
make
me.
sense to
No,
me.
that's not appropriate.
I'd be okay
I
with
feel like we should do
83.
12 first, but
No, that doesn't include the house. That would just be the land. You have to add the structure. If we don't touch the structure, you add whatever the two structures are that are
The
there.
structure to me is worth nothing, because
Okay,
it has to come down, there's a pipe underneath it, there's nothing
Right
to
in
do
the
about it.
middle.
So let's
The other house just has it on the edge,
Yeah,
right?
this is right smack underneath the whole house.
Okay, so let's just come up with a value, and then we'll just approve it and suggest that he take the land and the house down. Take the land to 0.25, and then the house down to whatever number you want to get to.
He meaning Ross?
Assessor.
Okay,
okay.
didn't he buy this?
For 225.
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that this was,
No, he
you
knew.
said it was discovered in 16, right? So.
Yeah, no, he knows.
But it's like it's
So
one of
why-
those,
I mean,
because it's like a direct
Trying to
purchase,
get them to
it's
remove
like a,
that water main.
yeah.
And he also owns a house next door, so he can use it for
Yeah.
parking or garage,
Right,
he can
right.
do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah, I'm not that.
I don't think he knew when he bought it that was like that.
No.
Well,
We're confusing 12 and 11 appeals here, guys.
We
Right.
did 11
We
first,
really should do 12 first, but.
We really should
We're already
do 12,
on 11.
yeah.
so what do you wanna do? You wanna move to 12?
Well, let's move to 12, with the house being worth 0, and the land being worth 25%.
No, 12 is
No,
the
no.
real house. 11's the one with
Oh,
no,
my God.
with the shack, with a very small shack on it. That's the one we've been talking about, is 11.
That's the one with the pipe going right through the middle of it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
small one, yeah.
Okay, so make the house, and then finish that one. Make the house 0 and the land at 25%, and that's done. Is
So you're
everybody,
saying
is anybody,
83,000 something.
Yes, I would agree with that.
okay,
Total.
all right, total, yeah.
Yep. And I think we should stipulate that in our, communication with the assessor, that we're giving 0 amount to the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta come down.
Why
There's a
hasn't,
tenant
why
in
won't
it.
the town declare that unsafe and that
I don't
it's
know.
condemned? I don't understand.
There's a
I
tenant,
don't
how
know.
is a tenant in it?
That's even worse.
No, I think the tenant's gone now. he said.
$600 a month.
Yeah, I mean, that's
That's even
so
worse.
irrelevant because they were just doing somebody a favor. It's not even,
Anyway, so let's just come up, are you guys, someone making a motion? So that would be 83,600 rounded. If you want the condition factor on the land to be 0.25 and the house value to be 0.
yes,
Yep.
you're making that motion?
I'm not.
Oh. All
Go
right.
ahead, Elaine.
I'll make a motion that we grant this appeal in part with the stipulation that the land value be $83,593 and the
You have to round up, so 83,600.
$83,600 and the dwelling 0. All in favor?
I do have one question.
Wait a minute, Paulette,
Aye.
did you vote?
Aye.
Okay, I'm a nay.
I'm opposed.
When they move that pipe, don't they have to tear down the house anyway to move the pipe?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you can't move the pipe
Yes, exactly.
with the house there, so the house is coming
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
And it's, excuse the expression, it's a total shit box right now,
Okay.
so there's nothing you can
Okay,
do to
okay.
it.
And you
I just
know,
wanna
we
make
can't
sure. Okay.
tell him to make the house 0. Our motion is just for a total value of 83,000.
Okay, well, we can ask.
Yeah, you can.
And then
email
when
him.
the pipe, by the way, when the pipe
Yeah,
gets
somebody-
moved,
Yeah, you can email him and just say
Right,
that's.
exactly.
And
if
like
you can
you
do
do-
that,
Okay,
all power
number
to him.
12,
okay.
7-11. That was 20 minutes, okay.
Ugh.
So this is appeal number, wait a minute, give me a minute.
So when I do the math
So,
on
let me
his
just read the record.
diminutive value,
Appeal number 12, owner is John, well, actually, it isn't John Segerson. Is this the one that's in an he and his wife Karen own this property. It's 2523 North Benson. The town has the house appraised at $444,200. It's requesting a reduction to $174,200, appraised.
yeah.
Okay.
So, based on his 2016 report, the $100,000 deduction is a 27% value from the 370, which was his original 2016 value.
Right.
So to me, you don't deduct 200. I don't understand.
Where do you get the 100,000 from? I'm not seeing. Did he say that in his?
After the pipe was discovered, they attributed $100,000.
Yeah, it's it's $100,000
Yeah.
Diminution?
discount.
Why did he use a 270 number?
That's the total. value.
Right.
That's why I'm saying it's
Oh, we did the
not-
math wrong, okay.
it's misleading. I'll tell you what page it's on.
Call it out. I didn't print it all out.
No, it's right in the beginning here, hold on.
Of the report?
Oh, God, I had it, and my finger went away. Hold on.
I see, impaired value after the discovery of the water pipe, 100,000. Okay. So it went down by okay.
What page is that? What page is that?
On the form, it is on page 3 of the valuation, investment advisory. So you need to take 100,000 as a percentage of 370. Not of, we took the 270 as a percentage of 4, right? We took the 174 as a percentage
So
of
the,
44.
let me just,
I
let's
know we did.
repeat it. So the value is, in 2016 was 370.
Mhm.
The impaired value
Is
after
100,000.
the discovery of the water pipe is 100,000.
Right.
Okay, so it's not, so I'm misreading it. It's
That-
not that the value of the discount is 100,000. It's that's their total value.
Right.
Okay,
27%. So the new
Gotcha.
number is
That's the
27% of the
Yeah.
yes,
value. So if you're gonna do the same thing on this property, you have to take 27%
yes.
of the total town's
Yes.
value.
And let's see if that's what he did. 444. No, I come up with a different value. That's lower.
No, he took the total amount, right? What's the appraised value of his workforce something?
I mean, basically, 270,000 is a larger percentage of 370 than it is of 440. Ah!
It's 40%,
You're killing me.
but he's asking to go to 40%. The report took it to 27%. He's asking for 0.39%. If you take 174,200 divided into 444,200,
39%.
39, 40%.
This math, right.
Yeah,
Making me
that's
crazy.
that's where we were using it before, but it doesn't match what happened in the report.
Okay.
Because in the report, it didn't go down by that percentage, because the value was 100 afterwards. So, he
Right.
wanted to 40%, he wanted to go to 40% of the value, that's what he's asking to do, based on the pipe. And they're in the process of doing the addition, but it was only 30% complete, so they're gonna be back out there for the re-inspections, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there isn't gonna be
We
any more of
we
this.
decided, put a new foundation in 2016. And they had it valued at 370,000 in 2016, this report.
Yeah, I mean, so I think his math is actually to the town's favor, because, like I said, 270 is a larger percentage of 370 than it is of 440.
Test value is like 160.
You know what I'm saying?
Say it again.
The appraised value in 2016 was 370.
Right.
No, it says appraised, you're right.
Appraised. Then it went down to 100,000 because of the discount depreciation of 270,000. Okay, so if you use that absolute number, 270,000, it's a lower percentage of 440,000 than it is of 370.
Yes.
Which is why I was suggesting to use a ratio, but whatever. I mean, if this is what he wants,
Well, I mean, you've seen the house, do you think that it's worth do you think it should be at 174,200?
No,
I'm sort of off that, because I'm using this report.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I would just use your, in 2020, in the condition that it's in now, when it's been re-roofed or whatever, and 30% of the addition
I know, but
being done.
how did it sell? We can't,
2020.
no, we can't say fair market value, because it was sell. I don't know.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he's got a new roof and he's got a new foundation. The house has to come down. It's worthless. It's useless.
No,
I don't think that house has to come
The other
down.
one you're doing a lot of work on. He's cantilevering out over the pipe.
Yeah, that one
When they start
the
taking
pipe
that pipe
is on
out.
the corner.
Oh.
He just has to stay away from the pipe on this house. It's 2,000 square feet, and he's putting on a second story.
Yeah, the house does not have to come down. It has to get
Yeah, he re-roofed and re-sided in 2000.
but it has to get
Put a new
he
foundation.
says that word cantilevered.
Yeah.
He got permission to go out over the pipe, because he could, up high.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't do any of that. I would wait for them to move the damn thing.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't touch it.
Well, it's off the if you look at the diagram, it hits the back corner. I don't even know if it's the back corner of the house
So
or
you
the
don't
back
think
corner
that
of
they're
like
gonna-
the deck.
They might not move it at all and just let him walk around it, walk around it.
24-inch pipe.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway, we just have to come up, he's asking for that value, so I think we just need to, whether you agree with how he came up with it or not, you just have to decide, do you want, is that house worth $174,200 or not?
Yeah, my numbers would be lower if I used retail value, so I would go with what he asked.
Your number would be lower than 174,000.
It'd be 25% of it if you use what the appraiser said.
What are you thinking, Paulette?
I was just gonna ask you that. I think that we should give, I don't know. I think that it's not worth what he thinks. I just don't think it is. And it's hard for me to say, well, just give it to him because that's what he asked for, when we know it's probably not right.
Yeah, I'm inclined to give it to him, even though I think you're right about that, and I
But
think-
we may, if our gut says it's not right, but we don't have anything else, I don't know how to
He didn't
evaluate
present
anything
anything, he
else.
didn't give
It's
us
not
anything
something
else.
that anybody
don't
would
know.
touch, except for a guy
I don't know
like
how
that.
to,
All right, I'll go
He didn't
along
give
with
us
that.
any comments.
I'll go along with it.
Yeah.
Now, what about the other one, though? Did we finish up the other one?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. Beeping.
All right, well, I make a
I
motion that
listening
we,
to it all day.
I make a motion that we grant the appeal, for a reduction in the assessed value to 174,200.
Appraised.
Appraised, yeah, sorry.
To grant the
I-
appeal as
Grant the
requested.
appeal, yeah.
I'll say I agree to that. I'll be an
All
aye.
in favor?
Okay, aye.
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 All opposed, I'm opposed.
I'm opposed as well.
2 opposed.
Yeah, 3-2. All right, do we want to go in order? Do number 14, which is 173 Quarter Horse Lane?
1, 7.
These were the people that were here last night,
So they're the ones
questioning, right, the amounts.
that they have, is this
Oh,
the one where they have,
That's
Talk to
the third
Ross.
floor that we thought was the.
Yeah, she went, I talked to Karen earlier, they came in, and Karen explained the changes to them on the card. They also put in a half bath when they did their work. And they explained to her that, it doesn't, just because you put more or less money in, doesn't translate to exactly that value on the card, which we know. They go and add the bathroom, and then they go and add the square footage in the upstairs and the generator. So it was all of those, 3 of those things
Yeah,
that
okay.
created the change in the card. And that's what they were appealing, because they got their appeal granted in part in 2020. 22 or whatever.
Yeah, they added a lot of value to the house by adding a bathroom and all the square footage, they didn't take into account what that value was.
Market value.
Market value, they just wanted to just add the
Cost.
they spent, the cost.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so, I would say we deny that.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we make the motion in the affirmative, it's to grant it to their requested amount. That's the motion I'll make,
Okay,
and then I would vote negative.
No.
Anybody in
Yeah.
favor? Yes. Anybody opposed?
That's
Paulette?
Mark.
opposed?
So, I'm sorry, so when you were standing there, it was explained to them?
I talked to Karen earlier today,
Afterwards.
because I asked her
Oh.
to come up for the personal
Uh-huh,
property.
uh-huh.
So.
And I said we
They understand it.
sent some, I put tickets in online, we have a system where you can put in tickets and
Yeah.
ask questions.
Yeah,
So I put in like 3 tickets yesterday. They don't have the passwords to read the tickets, nor do I. You have to log in to read the tickets. So all the tickets I typed up, like these people are gonna come down and fill out their deck, this woman was gonna come and talk to you about Pine Creek. They couldn't read the tickets because Ross has the password and they didn't know how to get in. And I get a copy of the ticket that says log in to read the ticket that you submitted with your password, and I don't have an account. So I picked up the phone on my lunch break and I just called her and I said, I think these are the tickets I put in last night.
so these people
They came down,
Okay.
she met with them, explained the card to them. From what
Okay.
Karen said to me, you know, she said, I asked her
They
who came in and who
understood.
did it. She said that they understood.
Okay,
They understood how it worked
how it worked, right,
and that,
yeah.
and the back.
I mean, I can understand why, yeah, you mean, in your head, you like the
Sure.
receipts are the
Yeah.
receipts, here's my receipts.
Right.
Yeah, not
Seem to
understanding,
understand.
yeah,
Did
market
Paul-
value
did
is
Paulette
different.
Vote?
I didn't hear her
Paulette,
vote.
did you understand what we did there? Paulette?
Sorry, I understood what you were saying, but what was the motion now?
You know,
We have-
the motion was.
To grant it as requested, and then everybody, the vote was 0-4 so far.
Oh, okay. I'll just vote in favor of it.
Okay, so the vote is 1-4.
Yep.
Granted, okay. All right, the next one is David and G, this is the polls.
What,
The polls, appeal number 18, do you have that one?
so 15, what's up with 15?
Oh.
Bank of America?
That was withdrawn.
Okay.
Is that the beach, Fairfield Beach Road?
Yes,
Yes, that was withdrawn.
oh, okay. Okay,
So is the next one 18?
yes,
Okay.
18. Hoydens Hill,
Yep, so this is appeal number 18. The property owners were David and G. Starno, 205 Hoydens Hill Road. The town has the property valued at $1,043,600, and they're requesting a reduction to $834,880, which I'm gonna round up to 900, because we don't
Why,
do the
I have a
80.
question. Why do we always round up and not down?
Well, you can round down depending upon where, if it's higher than 5 or less than 5. If the value was 840 or whatever, we would have rounded down to 800, but since it's 880, we round up to 900. You round to the nearest 100.
How nice for the town. Okay, thanks.
Everybody,
It's a round
some people
rule.
win, some people lose.
All right, so here's my
Yeah, 'cause
question.
we really need that $25 that's gonna cost.
These people asked for 20%, honestly,
yeah.
I'd be inclined to give them the 30% deduction. So can we do that? Can we, even though they asked for, I mean, I
Because
thought
the
whatever
30%
we
was the
The AI.
AI.
Based on where they are located, which is a tough enough, location on Hoydens Hill. That's hard, Hoydens Hill, right there. I mean, even though the house is beautiful.
No, I know, I don't know why he didn't do that.
You know? I mean, he's asking for 834, 880, 30% would be 730, 520, and, you know, I don't know how we.
He did that because he was trying to increase his chances of getting the appeal.
Yeah.
By
And he
splitting
used-
it down the middle.
He used AI to calculate it.
Yep.
But AI is based on, the AI pulls the data
Right.
from everywhere.
Not fake.
No,
Okay.
no, I 100% love AI in this situation for data, because it,
I mean, and they factored 10%,
It scours
30%, but based on where he is located, he already has a tough enough location, and then coupled with the fact that he's got.
what do you mean a tough enough location? What do you mean
On
by
Boynton
that?
Hill Road.
That's no picnic up there.
That's a tough sell. Those
Lower
prices
Greenfield
have
Hill.
always been lower than, even if you go.
Oh, you mean just because of where it
it's
is?
located.
Yeah, East Topeka. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, and we don't, I mean, he didn't say
But-
whether he thought he was over or undervalued when he started, right? We don't know that.
But that has nothing to do with the monopole.
No.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, if you think he was overvalued to begin with, then the monopoles, right, made it even
But
worse.
I'm very sympathetic for this, this appeal. You know, but in the back of my head, they did purchase this with, you know, this power line strip going through the, you know, close to the home already. I absolutely agree, this is a different situation, but, I mean, you know, that's why I'm a little hesitant to go further down than what he asked. Because the lines were already going through, he stated that, you know, you could see the lines before, now, obviously, it's much more pronounced, and there is this giant pole.
Right.
But we
And
all have lines coming from poles to our house anyway. Well, I thought the report was based on just the
Before,
pole.
you know, they even said, it was, you know, it was covered, they took down trees, it was all covered, he said you really couldn't see it from the property. Or you couldn't, I mean, the winter you could see it with the trees down, but when you're outside in the summer and using your property, they couldn't really see it. And not only that, but he's got a significant, a much greater, voltage coming from that monopole than he did before. And that would be alarming to me.
He paid $940 in 2017 for the property.
I don't know what you
And
think of that.
and he has income on the property with the second
Again with that.
structure.
Again with that.
Well, it is part of the value of,
Absolutely part of
Of
the
the
value of the property. Anybody with a second home on their property that has rental income increases the value of the property. If you were selling it, it would be more valuable
always.
with a rent.
Yeah, but there, in this case, I think that's an irrelevant, point, because.
But wasn't that already there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
but he gets
Yeah.
$2,300 a month. That's all I'm saying, is that there is income on the property. He does
Yeah.
have a rental use. So when you're valuing the property as a whole, you have to remember that there's a
Thank you for
property
telling me how to
value.
value. Thank you for telling me how to value property. I would have never known. Yes, it adds
That's
value.
why I
Civility.
included it.
Okay.
I
But
included
in
it.
this case,
Why do we-
I'm sorry?
I personally think Kathleen can voice her opinion. We can choose not to agree with it, but
Right.
she's allowed to voice her opinion, my opinion.
It's one thing to voice your opinion and say when you do it, meaning that you're giving us the information on how, that's not an opinion. Opinion is, well, I think, blah, blah, blah. Never mind. We'll forget about that. But
Okay.
the
let's
point
have a
is,
motion.
my whole point is, I agree with Helene. I would give him the 30%. That's all I have to say.
I just don't want this to be, you know, what do you think, Carol, on numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that he didn't do, I feel like he did it as a generous way
Yeah,
to appeal to us,
yep.
to get something, not knowing whether he'd get anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was my take on it. So if I saw 30%, I would have done 30% too, but, so,
And Ross sent out the, power line analysis.
yeah. I don't,
Doesn't make any sense at all.
I think that's
Makes
a
absolutely no
complete
sense. It has
insult
no
to the poor homeowner.
impact on home.
I know.
100% wrong. It couldn't be any more wrong.
And I'm open to outside opinions, I just don't understand that.
No.
Okay.
I don't understand how someone could come up with that,
Do we have a motion?
so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we grant this appellant a 30% reduction in, to a value of $730,520. All in favor?
Okay, aye.
Aye.
So what, 735,000, what was it?
730,520.
200. You have to round it to
Yeah,
the nearest
500,
hundred.
oh, 500, yeah.
735,
100.
735,100.
No, 730, it was 730,520.
730,500.
Yeah.
Got it, okay.
Paulette, how do you vote? Paulette?
Sorry, aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
I'm,
Any abstain?
yeah, I'm gonna abstain because I'm sympathetic for them, but, we went too far.
So 311?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's number 18, was it? That was, so I don't even know, it's granted not in part, granted more than in part?
I
How do you do
don't
it?
know how to say that, but it's, yeah.
Did he say that they were putting trees in to like block off the road that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, right, but.
And they'll probably all die in a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like they sprayed green seed in September or October, it's like, yeah, it didn't
On
take.
their property and everything.
Of course it didn't take.
It's so.
Okay, the next one's Pine Creek, do you wanna do that, or do you wanna wait on Pine Creek?
I wanna wait on
Wait.
that because she was going to talk to Ross,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but we have to get back to her.
Yeah, we'll
Would you mind emailing her and just saying, yes, we're not voting on you, go talk to Ross, and then come back to us.
So I did look into this a little bit more. So one thing that I asked for was for Karen, and maybe she put it in the file, was to take pictures of the home, because there's 2 homes on this property, and the field card is showing the picture of the cottage twice. It's not ever showing a picture of the house. And the house is significant and almost brand new and on the creek, so it looks very different. The field card shows this cottage twice, right?
But I
That's
thought
the
the whole
cottage.
discussion was about the actual land.
I'm
not the
just
house.
saying, you have to, if you look at the value of the total property, because look at her dwelling is valued at $731,000. That's the house. So they value the house high. She does have a dock, and it looks like she has access to some sandy beach, even though she's kind of on the point, she has a view out. I went on GIS today and, took some screenshots of that. So, and
Well, I wanna personally understand why there
are
are
there pictures in?
different
in there?
values.
So, and then I have an answer to that too. So Jackie Davis's house, I wish I knew what, is she 262 Pine Creek? Hers is wrong.
282.
282. Hers is wrong. She's got a PC.
Got a PC, 8. A 282.
Right, so that is.
Wait, how are you getting information and the homeowners aren't getting
Because I talked to her
information?
this morning, because I talked to Karen about it.
Oh,
And who did they talk to?
She's waiting for Ross, so I
Because-
asked if the woman came in, and Karen said, no, she didn't come in, but we looked at this was my question that I put in the that I typed up last night, you guys never saw it,
Yeah.
that's true.
No, I thought that she was told you're better off waiting till Ross comes.
Yeah, we did tell her that.
No,
Oh,
I
we
thought,
said that?
no, I thought the email said that,
She went down
she went and
there.
spoke with,
Yeah.
who's the guy, Dave? Was-
No, the assistant is the deputy assessor.
Yeah,
Oh.
whoever, right? and-
Okay, I'm just saying that you're getting information, but the homeowners didn't get it, and the homeowners went down there to ask for it.
I don't know if she got that information about Jackie Davis's house, but that's wrong. So that's an error, and they know it. They know it's wrong. The land value is way too low on Jackie Davis's property, for whatever reason. Her property's like assessed at like $1 million, and everybody else is like $2 million around her.
But we gotta look at the land, because she's
Right, but
talking
that,
about
so that land value, you have to take Jackie's land out of
Jackie's
it.
land is valued at 401,870, and.
Right,
and
she's
the
waterfront.
Appellant's land value is, over $1 million.
Right, and
Does Jackie live there, or this is her investment? She lives there.
yeah. So and that's because it's got the wrong, she should have the, whatever this person has. So most of the waterfront properties, until you get to the beginning of the creek, are all, PC 8 or something, whatever's on her card. So, I'm just saying, that's why she's the dividing line, and then everybody going to the right of her, closer into the creek, have different values. And she doesn't have an obstructed view, she has some ocean view, and that's my understanding of why.
Does this mean that,
She looks across the sand that's at the end of Fairfield Beach
Yeah,
Road.
no,
She
I
doesn't look at a
know.
house. So if you look on the GIS, I took some screenshots. I'll email you the screenshots that I took. And did she put pictures in the file? Do you see? Karen told me she was going to add the photos so everybody could see them. Is that pictures?
so does this mean Jackie's gonna get penalized after,
Probably.
Because this woman?
Oh, she'll be your best friend.
I think they knew about it before.
They didn't do anything.
You know what? I don't know the answer to that. So that's the aerial of the property. It's the one with the two houses on it.
This one.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I can't see from here. I have better screenshots that show the whole thing. But if we're gonna wait on that one till next week, let's just put it aside. But I'll send you. But that's some of the background. So you have to take, and I know she was talking about Jackie's being low, because she came up with that PC code and didn't understand it.
Oh, boy.
Because everything else that she compared it to was PC2, she's a PC5, and Jackie's a PC8.
PC, yeah, but everybody to the west of her are PC8, or whatever she is. What is she, 5?
Yeah,
She's a 5.
She's a 5, at a 3.2. They're all 5s with waterfront. If you go to the west towards South.
No, they're not.
They're PC8, a PC5.
I thought there was 3 different numbers.
There was an 8, 2s, and 5.
Yeah, 5, 8, and 2. Most of them that she talks about are 2s. Jackie's an 8 and she's a 5.
Right, so what I'm...
Jackie's is wrong at PC2.
Okay, well, what...
Take that off the table. The PC8s are to the east of her. They go up the creek. She's the dividing line between the PC5s and the PC8s if you take Jackie out of the equation.
And that decision is because
She has full ocean, they say she has ocean view. But again, you have to look at the total value of her property.
I guess I'm confused because she's saying she's obstructed.
Yeah.
She probably has ocean view part of the way and maybe a house in front of her. Did the aerial show the whole thing? No, she didn't back it up enough. If you go in the GIS, I had it up on the GIS before. I have it in my email. I don't know if we want to continue with this discussion or we want
No, I
to
think we
do
need
Silver
to
Spring next.
table this for next week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think next week's gonna be much value.
So I'm just curious. So what happened to what happened to Jackie Davis? They raised her value?
I don't know what they're gonna do. No, if he's gonna raise it, I think he had to come to us. He had to send her a notice. It'll probably be next year. It'll be fixed for next year. I don't know. I shouldn't speak.
Okay.
But normally, if he makes a assessor change, we actually, it reminds me, I think there is one assessor change in here someplace. I don't recommend it by assessor. Does that say that? I feel like they handed it to me the other night. I don't know. Remind me about that. Sorry to get tired. Okay.
No, I don't see anything. Are we ending at 8?
Do you want to do Silver Spring
Or
next?
9.
This Lori Schaefer?
I'm ready.
I'm too, I'm tired.
We're going till 8? That's 15 minutes.
I don't know. I'm just tired.
I'm tired. I don't think I can listen to that whole thing again.
What did she say? I missed that, but I can listen to the recording. Are we
So
doing
how many
one
do we
more?
have left then? So we have 1, 2, 3.
This was a no-show, the 20, and we'll have one that's
Four.
appealing next week.
Like 5 left.
5 left.
We have 5 left.
Yeah.
How about we do Lori Schaefer? Are you willing to do
Let's
that?
just do one
She was
more,
the Silver
yeah.
Spring lady who was here for a long time last
Oh,
night. I know. I think we just need to come up with a
No,
value
I'm
and,
not willing to do it. I am not willing to do it.
are you guys willing to do it?
Why? Because it's a long one or what?
It's long, I'm tired, I don't wanna hear that whole bit again. That's got a lot of information in it. I think it's too much to do now.
Is there one that's a little less complicated?
Overlook?
We can do Overlook, which was the condo, or we can do 311 Harvester, which came up with the Lloyd Place. He was the end of the night. He was the last person on the lunch, was he, on the 4th? He was the 12:10, the gentleman that, had some comps. You remember him?
Yep.
Right. And he was asking, do you guys agree on how things are done? And we were like, no. So he did have one comp in his packet. That was a sale.
The one in 2020?
One of the Lloyd Place ones. I believe my house is
right.
oversessed based on the following 2 nearby comparable properties.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he is at 810-900, he's asking to go to 750.
And what was Lloyd Place?
Let me just see which Lloyd Place it was. Either,
Was it 899?
79 Lloyd Place? Was the
79.
comp. It sold for $799 in October of 2020.
Oh, $799 in October of 2020.
Uh-huh.
And that was a 5-bedroom. And his is a 4-bedroom, and it has 1 more bath. That's what my notes.
2,800 square feet on 0.23 acres.
What's his bedroom count? No, his bedroom count,
The bedrooms don't matter as much as the square footage does. He's 2,700 square feet.
well, from a market value, it actually does.
He's got a larger lot, but a slightly smaller house. And he just did do work on his house, so that's probably why it bumped up.
What did he do?
300, he put on a second story. This was the one that was a ranch.
Oh, right, he did a pop top. So Lloyd sold for 800.
He's at 810, he wants to go to 750.
Is Lloyd in this deck?
Yeah, I have it here if you don't.
Oh, I see it.
The other comp did not sell, so. Well, it sold for $1 million but in 2024.
Lloyd is 30,
Weird house.
2,800, and what's his square footage?
His is 20,
Similar?
no, I got the wrong one here.
$2,700.
Oh, yeah.
That's negligible difference.
Yeah.
And
He has more land,
he has
he has a.
almost
half,
double the land.
almost a half acre.
He has almost double the land from Lloyd.
Yeah. But when was his built?
Well, his is basically a ranch that he completely redid, 1955 ranch.
It's still a ranch.
No, it looks like this. He put a second
No,
story
he
on.
did a pop top.
Oh, that way. Oh, yeah, okay.
He bought it for $647. Oh, yeah, he bought it for $647 in 2023. And then he did work to it. Am I looking at the right one? Oh, no, that's his. I am. Yeah, he paid $647 for it. And
Yeah.
then he got bumped up because of the work that he did. If we paid $647 in 2023, what would have been that
As a ranch.
as a ranch?
Yeah. So he probably almost doubled the square footage. I did.
It was
pop-
1,000
I flipped
square
the house
feet.
with a pop.
It was 1,000 square feet when it was a ranch.
Yeah, so more than doubled.
Mhm.
He went to 2,700, so he almost tripled.
And he's essentially a newer house than the 79 Lloyd, which was, a 2015 construction. More updated.
Yeah, and
So-
the land is
And the land is
larger.
double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm inclined to say that that number's accurate.
the 810, 900.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay.
I don't think he gave us very good comps.
Paulette?
I guess I'd have to agree.
I didn't hear what you said.
She said, I guess I'll have to agree.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to grant the appeal as requested to the 750 value. And then we have to, and then you take a vote. And if you don't agree with that, then we vote to deny it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed. So 1-4. Okay. That was number 27.
So then next week, we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4,
And plus the gentleman.
5, 6.
Oh, no, we didn't do Catamount, right? Or we did? No, we have Catamount. So we have Silver Spring, Catamount, Overlook Condo, Pine Creek, and then whatever the gentleman brings in on, the appellant on
Oh,
Wednesday night.
so what's this one? 208, no, that was a no-show. Oh, see, I've got stuff that doesn't count. Hoydens Hill. Well, what about Hoydens
I
Hill?
think that was a no-show. Wasn't that the gentleman that we tried twice when
Oh.
he scheduled for,
Yep,
yeah.
okay. Okay, so then we only have
3, 4.
4.
We're gonna do it, right? On that
What?
night? We're gonna finish them on that night?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And if everybody does their homework, we'll we
Yeah.
say, come with a number.
Yeah.
I will send out a list of what they are.
What-
And if you
what
wanna
you
do
mean?
your homework, like what we have left,
Oh, okay, that would be great,
Yeah.
Kathleen.
and then come with a number, and then we'll
Yeah.
get through them.
I mean,
Or if you have any
Quickly.
questions, let's make sure we address the,
So which one we're gonna look up the comps that they sent us? That's
someone
on-
sent us comps,
Right,
so so that's for the Tara Wingate.
but we wanna review the comps.
You guys, yes, because they listed the assessed values, they did not list
We
the
just have to
sale
wrap our heads around it, all
and to
right.
know whether they're good comps or not,
Okay.
right?
Okay, but you're gonna summarize that? Or no?
I'm just gonna send you a list of I'm not gonna summarize this, but I'll
No.
send you a list of what's left,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we all have that email. Actually, I'm gonna forward that email to me. When was that email sent? Today?
Do we want to adjourn?
It was sent,
Yes.
Peter's making a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.